Testing. Testing. There we go. Sorry, it deselected my microphone. Where are all the shills at, man? Welcome, everyone, to another Meme Stock Meltdown stream. Oh boy, it's been quite a while since we've done one of these, hasn't it? It's been at least 2 months since we've done a Meme Stock Meltdown. Very ready for the silliness. We're going to catch up on what PP's been up to, what Marantz has been up to, and some others. Should be good. There's a lot of stuff to get through, and it's kind of a smattering of stuff that's happened in the last 2 months. But we'll try to get to as much of it as we possibly can. We have some crazy stuff, and yes, if anyone needs to ask, yes, some of them still believe they're getting money from Bed Bath & Beyond. Yep. So, what are we, 2 years out from when the stock got canceled? I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh at these people, probably, but that's what we're here for, so let's do it. Hydrate, I could do that. But before we get into the good stuff, I have some housekeeping to take care of. First of all, Manuel, thank you so much for gifting a membership on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, consider liking the stream. It helps a lot. It helps people find the stream. I'd appreciate it. And if you want to support the stream, you can also gift memberships or become a member yourself. This Sunday, we're doing a member-only stream that also will include patrons. We're going to watch Project Metal Beast, an old, cheesy werewolf movie. Should be fun. If you're on Twitch, you can always support the show via subscription, gift subs, bits, or you can always tip. That's helpful, especially at the end of the month, too. So, yeah, let's just get into it. I'll stop this music and we can start diving into this. Wasn't Teddy's colored socks supposed to save them? Maybe it still will. Maybe we're just poor shills that don't understand the secret reality that they're all rich and we just don't know it yet. Hey, Amber. Jay's a Proxy says BBB and GME are going to make a huge turnaround. Mark my words. 825 to go. Fenry91, thanks for 20 months, says meme stocks, meme stocks, meme stocks. Prey with 59 months says LOL 59 months. And what else? Lennon Cat, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. MF Baby Cakes, thanks for gifting a sub. Oh, and gifting subs I think is 35% off on Twitch until the end of the month. So if you want to gift subs, now's the perfect time to do so. 28% to level 3. All right, so the first thing I wanted to get into is the big news from PP Land, and that is he started his own crypto token. He started his own shitcoin and lost a lot of his audience because of it, if I'm being honest. I'm a little surprised that this is what it took for them to finally realize he was scamming them. He did a crypto coin, and his viewership is way, way down after this. Ooh, we're getting a lot of gift subs. Holy crud. Overthought, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. And Steve with a Q, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. We're almost to this month's sub goal. Thank you, everyone. Being very generous. I appreciate you. So, if you want to take a look at the market for this, it came out, what was this, February? And it hit its height. Immediately, the price crashed, and it hasn't recovered since. Hold on, you can't see this all the way. Let me... There you go. You can see where it starts off. The price, we're buying it. Immediately crashes. Everyone loses their money, except for PP, of course. So what did you expect to happen there? Vis-a-vis that, I should also point out that during the first stream he did, well, the coin was live, he kept disappearing to the bathroom randomly, and every time he disappeared to the bathroom, the price of the coin suddenly dropped a bunch. It's almost like someone who owned a lot of the coin that PP created was selling large amounts of it every time he went to the bathroom. Weird. Paradona says everyone but crypto bros hates crypto scams. They also hate them unless they're on the end that makes the money.
need to share.
Someone in the chat 5 minutes ago was
Even the meme stalkers know crypto's bullshit. What does that say about Elon and the other crypto weirdos? Elon and a lot of the crypto weirdos know it's bullshit. They're just people who will benefit from the bullshit. Like, crypto is great if you are rich and want a system that continually funnels wealth to you at the top and continues to cement your power and calcify it against anyone below you from getting in your position. It sucks. Steve with a Q with 100 bits says, so when PP went to the bathroom, PP dropped? Yes.
Was trying to get an over-under on when's the next time you're going to have to pee, and I think...
Yeah, right now. I'm just going to attach a fucking bag to myself, man,
right,
okay?
share
that might be better.
Quick. Here we go.
Yeah, let me share your thing, and I'll be back literally like 2 seconds. I just, again, like I got literally bottles of water next to me empty. Give me just 1 second. Go ahead. Go ahead, Travis.
Empty bottles of water and absolutely full bags.
Jazz says, PP, who the fuck is selling? Selling what? PP coin? I have no idea.
Who's selling? We're all trying to find the guy that did this. Who could have done this? Who could have crashed the entire price of my beautiful, beautiful PP coin? My beautiful PP coin. Look at what they've done to her. Who could have done this?
I have 50%, and you can check the wallet. I haven't sold any of it. So you can look for yourselves. It's probably...
You can look for yourselves, guys. It's definitely his only wallet. He doesn't have any more. He promises. He pinky promises. Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs to the community. Absolutely murdering level 5 of the hype train.
Probably just like early buyers and shit. So, you know, it's
just early buyers, man. Who the fuck knows what's going on, man?
Gonna be kind of...
You ever rug pull your own audience? What an idiot. Yo, it's Caitlin. Thanks for gifting a sub and getting us over level 6 on the hype train. If Azoa says it's like that hot dog one, I think you should leave bit. Yeah, that's what I was quoting. H-Baird says, basically this is like the stock market 100 years ago. Crypto seems to be a way to do that stuff that is now illegal for other securities. More or less. Yeah, you get it.
Rocky, fellas, you know, that's kind of how it is for a little bit. It's only day one. It's only fucking day one, man. It's not fucking fourth.
What's the coin at value-wise? Right now, the coin is at... Oh, where does it actually list the price? Here it is, 0.0002764 cents. So it is, let's see, that's a 10th, 100th, 1000th. It's worth 2 10,000ths of a penny. Is that good? Did he do it? Is that good? 2 10,000ths of a... Is it 2 20,000ths of a penny?
4,000%, man. You know, I'm honestly shocked.
That's true. It is better than BBBYQ. He did give his audience a better investment opportunity than Bed Bath, because at least the coin still exists in some sort of theoretical crypto way. It's not real, but you know, it exists on a ledger, so that's pretty cool, I guess.
All right. Regarding GameStop, I do want to take a look at some of the stuff here. Yeah, I have no intention to sell my position.
But
yeah, sure you don't, buddy. H-Baird says, we should all start mining PP coin just as a meme. I don't think it's the kind of thing where you mine it. I think it's the kind of thing where there is a certain number of tokens, and then they can be staked, or they can be traded, but I don't know if they release more. Well, there's a white paper we'll take a look at. It's barely a white paper. It's really just a website. We'll take a look at that in a sec.
But apparently it's down 30% since you went on a PP break.
Yeah, it was a break to sell his PP coin.
Is it? It looks...
Is it? Weird, man. It's crazy. Ashley1up says, I can certainly guarantee I'm not a shill. On an unrelated note, have you heard of a thing called gold? It's pretty great.
looks like it bounced back up.
Somebody said that. I don't know.
Yeah, someone out there is trolling where they're like selling when I go piss. I swear, I'm not even taking my phone with me, man. It's been sitting here charging the whole goddamn time.
As we all know, there are no other devices that you can use to access the internet other than your own personal phone. Okay, so this is the website he or someone he knows put together for the PP coin. We'll take a quick look at this. 276 10,000ths of a penny. Was that what it was? There you go. You know numbers. You can read numbers that are very small or very large. 9% to level 7 on the hype train. Official PP show meme art. Ooh. Wait, hold on. Do I have to click this? Oh, this isn't helpful at all. It glows when I'm not on it, and then when you put your cursor on it, it makes the, like, drop shadow disappear. Did they think that was a cool effect for the website? Anyway. Official PP show art meme. PP is more than just a meme art. It's a movement. Built on the blockchain, fueled by community, and driven by a mission to give back. Give all his audience money back to him, because obviously he deserves it. Yo, it's Caitlin. Thanks for gifting a sub. 19% to level 7 with a minute left on the hype train. A large portion to go towards initiatives. Sorry, I missed a line. Built on the blockchain, fueled by community, and driven by a mission to give back. PP embodies the strength of togetherness. A large portion to go towards initiatives that support our community. It's about fostering engagement, participation, and collective support. Join the movement, stay strong, give back, together, we thrive. He 100% had ChatGPT write that. That's 10 trillion% written by AI. Thank you so much, Unstable Deadbeat, for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Getting us over level 7, and getting us 1 away from this month's sub goal. Killing it on the sub goal this month, everyone. Thank you so much for your generosity. Couldn't do this show without viewers like you. Here's another AI piece of crap art. Look, it's a monkey! It's a gorilla with PP coin! You like monkeys and PP coin? Give us money! Ape alone weak, ape together strong. Strength is found in unity, not isolation. When individuals come together, they create something greater than themselves. A network of support, resilience, shared purpose. Communities thrive when people uplift each other, share knowledge, and stand strong through challenges. Collaboration builds momentum, and together anything is possible. Stand together, stand strong, build something greater. And there's a little gorilla emoji and a purple heart. Freyline, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. AI images. You're right. I apologize for accidentally calling it art. Okay, so let's see what lists the benefits. I know this is a little cut off for you, but I'll read it. Benefit 1, the power of community. People thrive when they support each other, share insights, and stand firm through challenges. You already said this. You already said this in the earlier bit. You're recycling buzzwords and talking points. Collaboration creates resilience, and collective knowledge drives success. When individuals work together, they build something stronger, a network of trust, strategy, and shared momentum. Stay strong, stand together, move forward. And then a diamond and hands emoji. Diamond hands. Are we winning yet? Are we winning? Benefit 2, built for the people. True strength comes from fairness, inclusivity, and shared opportunity. When individuals have equal access and work together, they create something lasting and meaningful. What does that mean? Because, like, all that this did was give money to PP. How is this about shared opportunity? Every time someone bought any of this, PP made money. Like, to be clear, he didn't just make money from when he sold whatever his amount was. There's a transaction fee on this. So every time someone traded this coin or bought it or sold it, he made money. So to try and say that this has anything about like inclusivity or sharing opportunity, nonsense. Complete grift. Sounds like DEI language they're stealing. It's an AI. I'm sure it did. It's taken it from all sorts of generic corporate things. And then benefit 3, own a piece of digital creativity. Own a unique digital artwork that represents creativity. It's not creative, but it represents creativity. Community and connection. Each piece is part of something bigger, shaped by collective participation and engagements. Tokenomics. This is the tokenomics. Through a controlled vesting strategy, or rather, strategic supply reduction and a transparent burn process, our model is designed to foster a strong, thriving ecosystem. Benigagami with 40 bits says, in other news about people we don't like, chuds are not doing well. Asmongold admitted that he's been farming content from AC Shadows and is now disappointed the game's out now. Tons of normies now know what whining about woke is just a sign you're a shitbag. The Surfs has a whole vid on Tim Pool melting down over men hugging being gay. Basically, outside of MAGA, chuds are crashing out. Yeah. It might be time to return to the Chud Watch mines in the next month or so. It might be time. Is Polte still hanging around with them for this? Oh no, do I have to break this to you? No, Polte's in Trump's cabinet. I hadn't gotten to that update yet if you missed that. Bill Polte is in Donald Trump's cabinet. He's in charge of a government housing thing. He's gutting Freddie Mae and Fannie Mac. Or strike that, reverse it. Yeah, did you not know that? Yeah, nope, that's real. Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, sorry. Yeah, he's gutting them. Yeah, not good. Ooh, hype chest. Thank you for that hype train, everyone. An incredible hype train. Ooh, I got a little cute bear emote. We yearn for the mines. Ew. Anyway, so yeah, Bill Polte's in control over all of our lives. That's cool. All opinions are valid at the PP. Can we actually see the art? Can I see the art? What? I have to download an app. Bullshit. I just want to see your shitty PP show art. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. You're aware he is? I was curious if he was still with these guys now that he's with the big boys. Ah, gotcha. No. He completely removed like all evidence of his connection with the PP show. He had PP delete the Polte Fest video. I still have a copy. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Pretty fucked up. All right, let's go through some minutia. We talked about the PP show, coin grift. Now we can get through some miscellanea videos. Trey says, I've mentioned this to you in private messages, but PP is, in my view, a scared prophet. He knows that people look to him for guidance, and it's guidance that he doesn't know, but he feels that that's why he's never happier than when he's surrounded by guests that can speak for him. So let's compare him to a lot of other people in his position where they have a platform. Most people in his position want to get rid of every roadblock ahead of them in order for them to spread their message, and that's part one. While you're writing part two, yeah, something interesting has happened lately, too, in that most of, like, you know how there used to be, like, 5 or 6 people on screen on the PP show at once? These days, it's basically just him and Michael, and then sometimes one more guest. The entire ecosystem of people bringing content to him has collapsed. They still do, but at a volume that's far less. And if the rate continues, he's going to run out of people to provide content for him very, very soon. Trey says, continuing, but PP isn't like that. He wants to bring on a miasma of voices better, all saying the same thing. That's why he basically runs his show as an open mic platform. It's comforting to have the volume of his community surrounding him, and all he has to do is reinforce what others are saying. This has a secondary benefit because he doesn't have to stand up for himself when a dissenting opinion arises. He instead has a community that's already primed to speak for him, ready to tear down anyone who goes against the narrative. I think that's a really great observation. I think that's a pretty accurate assessment of PP and how he deals with his community. Does PP still have me banned? As far as I know.
Thing, like FEMA in the Senate, it was proven that FEMA instructed their workers during the hurricane to pass over when giving aid to Trump supporter houses, right?
That's not true. Michael just basically spends his time on the PP show now spouting right-wing conspiracy theories. Because he's a big, like, right-wing conspiracy theorist type. So this is pretty much what he does now.
So there is this power dynamic that
and he accuses people of pedophilia all the time. He's obsessed with, like, Pizzagate type stuff.
Shifting, and that's why we're seeing like all these people like capitulating and then coming towards Trump. And you know, a lot of these problems all go back to all these royal societies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So having the queen here, it just really makes me think, like, because I don't know if you guys have noticed how much Elon Musk has been going after Keir Starmer, who he was like protecting like literal pedophiles, like the worst pedophile ever, Jimmy Savile, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if people are like, oh, this is crazy, just look up Jimmy Savile and see who like covered for him, right? And Jimmy Savile was friends with, like, really close friends with the queen. So
Jimmy Savile was friends with basically every powerful person in the UK. He was very famous.
there's a lot going on,
And yes, he's been dead for a while.
and like also
At least 15, 16 years.
Canada,
Been dead.
right, is owned by England, right? It's
Savile, not Seville, sorry.
it's part of the Commonwealth.
He had a show, for people in the US who don't know, he was very, very, very famous. He did a show where basically he would do, like, giving things or experiences to kids who were sick, so imagine, like, Make-A-Wish type stuff. But then it came out, that he was using his position to, what's a sponsor-friendly way? Diddling children. That probably isn't great. Yeah, Jim will fix it. That was the name of the show. He was unfortunately using his position to take advantage of vulnerable children and sick children. Really disgusting stuff. And this didn't really get found out until after he died. So he, like, got away with it. Fucking sucks. Really fucked up. I wouldn't... Like, the documentaries about it are interesting, but they're very disturbing, as you would imagine.
And so, you know, if all the Marxist globalist shills want to keep donating money to comment how much they hate me, then you win, and more people wake up to it.
So
that's what Michael's up to on the PP show. Oh, here's a random commenter talking about his wife changing money. Here's a post. My wife and I almost fully separated between Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day. It was the worst 3 months ever, not knowing if she'd be there when I got home. With 2 kids, it puts a strain on everything else between us. She said I'm in a PP cult. Sorry. She said I'm in a PP cult, and didn't know me anymore. Looking back, I should have just said I had an investment and left it at that. Instead, it was hype date after hype date. She has a list of every time I said tomorrow. My last date I gave her was December 14th. I still believe in the play, but I must bear the waiting alone. Oh boy. Yes, please. My wife has been telling everyone in her family and friends I'm crazy. She wants to separate, so I guess I really am going to get wife-changing money. Not what I wanted, but I have unwavering conviction. Some people are incapable of thinking outside of the box, and they will have to live with that. Yes, they will have to live with that. Bro, I'm telling you right now, do the right thing on your wife and sell a little bit to at least make her happy. I lost my wife due to my investment obsessions. Or, better, find another option to get her off your back about it. Oh, gee, I wonder why his wife left him. If you just think you can send it, you might spend next Christmas alone. Don't be like me. Here's a post PP made. PP says, I know this post might get some hate, but President Trump has only been in office for less than 2 months, and I'm trying to figure out how we can get this man a 3rd term. So PP's sucking off Trump. Surprise, surprise. Here's the article about William J. Pulte trying to dismantle Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac or whatever. Sometimes I reverse that accidentally. I'll read this real quick. Bill Pulte wasted no time making seismic changes at Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Pulte won Senate confirmation last week as the new director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, which oversees the government-sponsored enterprise. Late Monday, regulatory filings showed that Pulte ousted 14 board members at the two companies and appointed himself as chairman. He also named replacements for some of the board members who were removed. No reasons were given for the firings. Pulte made an X post on Saturday that reads, "Make mortgages great again." The Wall Street Journal reported that the board members removed from Fannie Mae were Amy Alving, Christopher Broomer, Michael Hyde, Simon Johnson, Diane Lai, Diane Norden, Shetler Ragavan, and Michael Sealing. 4 new board members were appointed to Fannie, including Pulte, FHFA General Counsel Clinton Jones, Christopher Stanley, and Michael Stuckey. The board members removed from Freddie were Kevin Shavers, Lance Drummond, Luke Hayden, Alan Merrill, Jane Prokop, and Roy Swan. The new board members were Brandon Hamara, Clinton Jones, and Ralph Cody Kittle, along with Pulte. The Senate confirmed Pulte as the director of the FHFA on Thursday by a vote of 56 to 43. Pulte succeeds Biden administration appointee Sandra L. Thompson as head of the agency. The new FHFA head is the founder of private equity firm Pulte Capital Partners. He's the grandson of William J. Pulte, founder of the home construction giant Pulte Group. Isn't it interesting how the story doesn't talk about, you know, what a psycho he is? Oh, boy. Here's a story about a GME ape harassing a store employee for some reason. I walked into a GameStop store today and asked if they knew who Roaring Kitty was. I don't usually do this. In fact, I never have until today. So I walked into GameStop. I'm not 100% sure why, but after asking those behind the counter if they knew who Roaring Kitty was, one of them, an older man, I could tell was a little triggered and answered no quickly. A few minutes later, I asked again, and he got very upset and said, "What does he have to do with anything? Why are you even bringing him up?" In a very distressed manner. He seemed like he's been asked that question 1,000 times over the years. Then I felt awkward and left. That is all. Why did he ask twice? The first time was embarrassing. The second time confuses me. Why did you ask the same people the same question twice? Like a minute or 2 or 5 apart. Weird behavior. Weird behavior. PP, continuing to endorse Pulte, now part of the Trump administration, says Bill Pulte will be the sole reason for people being able to afford houses in America. No, he's actually helping destabilize the home market. So thanks. Thanks, PP. Here are some BBBY people trying to get Grok to tell them that they're right, and all it does is tell them they're wrong in a snarky way, because it's programmed like a douchebag. Greg says, "Thank you for your service, Grok." Richie says, "Grok, is Greg a good investor?" And someone says, "How much Bed Bath does Greg have?" And Grok, which is Twitter's AI thing. If you've never used this before, first of all, good, don't use Twitter. Second of all, if you've never heard of it before, for some reason, Elon demanded that it talked like a sarcastic asshole because he thinks it's funny. Anyway, I find it funny if you talk in Sonic the Hedgehog's voice for Grok, so that's what I'm gonna do. How much Bed Bath does Greg have? Greg's Bed Bath & Beyond Holdings, tough luck. The stock was canceled in September 2023 after the company filed for bankruptcy earlier this year. No shares left to count. Investor or not, check the X platform for the raw scoop on Bed Bath's collapse. No good. Grok, what's the raw scoop? The raw scoop on Bed Bath & Beyond's collapse. They blew $11.8 billion on stock buybacks since 2004, doubling their $5.2 billion debt. Filed for bankruptcy in April 2023, couldn't find a buyer, and got liquidated by September 2023. Shares are worthless now. Total wipeout. Brock, are you related to Marcus Lemoynis? Marcus Lemoynis is, someone who is consistently trying to explain to these guys that they're wrong. And Grok says, nope, no relation to Marcus Lemoynis. I'm a creation of XAI, built from scratch to cut through the noise and get to the truth. Lemoynis is a businessman. I'm a truth-seeking AI. That's the only connection. We both deal with reality, just in different ways. So yeah, they basically got told they're wrong by an AI. Kind of funny. Orion Cooper says you deserve a chili dog after that with a $2 super chat. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, I've been reading long enough. Let's jump into some of the videos. I apologize. Let's do the song. This one might hurt a little bit. This one I feel a little bad about. I feel a little bad about this one, but I'm gonna play it anyway. So here's this song that this young lady wrote about the PP show. Sorry, young lady. Make better choices. Mick, thanks for following.
And it's actually a song I wrote for this group. Okay?
Nice.
Let's hear it. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, I have to like get the tone, the beat. Don't you know that GameStop shutting down the lame bots can't even hold a fact-based argument? Don't you know the game stops when we're reading lots and lots trying to figure out what dockets meant? In the bankruptcy, I adjusted and seemed that we'd be screwed. So you know what to do. Just go and read the DD, 'cause tomorrow you'll see some true unwavering conviction come through. Yeah.
All right.
She's no Razzle Khan. That's true. That's true. Razzle Khan was so bad, it almost turned around back into being hilarious. Like, Razzle Khan is like 95% of the way there, minus, you know, all the fraud. Someone asked, have I seen the Musk fan video? I actually have that pulled up. Tesla is close enough to a meme stock. I can play this, I guess. I pulled this up. I couldn't not play this today. It's adjacent. It's adjacent. What do you mean don't play it? What do you mean don't play it? Why not? Is there a reason?
He gave us cars that drive so fast, made rockets built to blast. Oh, thank you, Elon Musk. He took over Twitter's reign. He saved free speech for all, eliminating woke pain.
Oh, this is rough. H-Bird says, aside from GameStop and the now defunct BBBY, what are the other meme stocks people are focusing on? MMTLP, AMC, there are others, I'm sure, but those are the main ones. GME, BBBY, AMC, and MMTLP.
SpaceX flies, Tesla self-drive, Starlink beams with laser dreams. He's got a master plan for our lives.
Okay, you know why this creeps me out? Like, in particular, there's a lot of reasons that are obvious, but it sounds like a Christian rock song. Like, it has the same vibe of a lot of, like, Protestant Christian rock. It's like they're singing about Elon the same way that they sing about Jesus. That's deeply uncomfortable. Like, literally, she wrote, he has a plan for our lives. What the fuck?
Let's occupy Mars. Let's occupy Mars and making kids to keep mankind alive.
Holy fuck, he's obsessed with, like, white replacement conspiracy theories. He's not a genius. He's not some savior. He's just a creepy conspiracy theorist asshole who happens to be the richest guy in the world. Truly, we live in a nightmare.
Neuralink is on the way. Boring tunnels save the day. Oh, thank you, Elon Musk. Fighting fights for freedom's sake. Politics, he's not afraid. He won't just sit and
Even the breeding. The thing about I've made the jokes about the breeding kink thing too, but I've heard now that all his kids were done through IVF. So it's not even that. He's not even just using it as some excuse to, like, cream pie people. He's just genuinely has some sort of obsessive idea about, like, having as many male progeny as possible. It's, like, crazy.
watch. SpaceX flies, Tesla self-drive, Starlink beams with laser dreams.
He's gonna try and impregnate this woman. Ah!
He's got a master plan for our lives. One more kid, one more.
That's why he's so mad at Vivian, because he paid for her to be a boy. I'm not gonna lie, she's the strongest person I fucking know. Because if I, I'm trans, if I found out my parents had paid money to make sure I was, like, male, I can't even describe what I would do on stream. And it's not a threat towards anyone, it's a self-harm, like, thing. Like, I would not be able to handle that mentally. Ugh. Anyway.
Brand launching rockets with just one hand. Optimus, Cybercat, what can this man do? It's
He can't do full self-driving or go to Mars or do the tunnels that he wants to do like he said he would. The Hyperloop's a non-starter. The robots are a fucking lie. Did I already say that one? The solar roofs were a scam, so we could bail out Solar City. Just full of shit, man.
taxes, fraud, some solid memes. Corruption won't stay.
He says while shaking the hand of the most openly corrupt president in U.S. history.
And Doge saving USA. So here's to you, our tech tycoon, saving Earth and Mars real soon. We thank you, Elon Musk. One more kid, one more brand, launching rockets with just one hand. Optimus, Cybercat, what can this man do? Oh, thank you, Elon Musk.
That is just the worst thing. And I'm sorry. I subjected all of you to that. Really, not even worth it comedically, to be honest. Like, genuinely just the worst. Okay. So I know what you're thinking. Let me find the video first, sorry. I know what you're thinking. Okay, we've seen a little bit of pee-pee. We maybe saw a little bit of Morantz. What's been going on with the one and only Kais Malej, our favorite Tunisian presidential candidate? He did his own meme coin based on crinkle fries.
Hey everyone, welcome to an exciting new chapter in the world of giving and community support. Welcome to the Crinkle Philanthropy Project. This initiative is all about bringing people together from all corners of the globe to make a tangible difference in the lives of those who need it most.
Sorry, I'll get to those bits in a sec.
Super excited to share some amazing news with you all today. This project is something truly special and I can't wait to tell you all about it. Ever heard of Crinkle Fries meme coins? these
I've not before this video. Benigami says the Christian right is a wealth cult now, assuming it wasn't always. Trump and Elon are their gods. Look up GOP Jesus on YouTube. They've got great skits summing up how they seem to think Jesus was. Yeah, supply side Jesus stuff. And then I got a song too, only need to play about 10 seconds. Alright, sorry, where are we? Oh, crinkle fries, right. The crinkle fries meme coin.
quirky, fun coins have taken the internet by storm. And now they're set to do something even more incredible. Well, now they're not just a fun way to invest, but a way to make a real difference in the world. Imagine turning a simple meme coin into a powerful tool for change. Here's the scoop. 10% of all Crinkle Fries meme coin sales will go directly to feeding—
Oh, sorry, I missed a tip earlier too. Green guy with a $3 tip says, I'm investing in the Hannah coin. It is you. You are the coin. Okay. Am I a currency? People spend me? How does that work? Sorry if I missed any other tips, by the way.
feeding homeless people in New York City and other parts of the world where hunger is a major issue. This means that every time you buy a coin, you're directly contributing to someone's meal. This isn't just a project, it's a movement that brings together people from all walks of life to fight hunger and spread kindness. And it
Crinkle
starts
fries
now.
aren't even good. I'm more of a fan of a shoestring fry, or like, if not that, a curly fry.
There's no better time to get involved and make a difference. Imagine this. Every single coin you purchase helps provide meals to those in need. It's that simple. Your small action can have a huge impact. Your contribution can turn into a hot meal for someone who hasn't had one in days. Think about the joy and relief you can bring to someone's life. So
The hot meal is always fries, though, so is it just like poutine?
how can you get involved? It's easy and quick.
Flower Sheep says, for all of us that took psychic damage from that Tesla takedown is trying to get protests going at every Tesla location in the world tomorrow that are fighting and going to the one near you. Be safe. Safe. Profane Priestess says, some positivity. One of our favorite brands released a makeup line, and look at these colors. Ooh, horror wood. Nice. I very much like the purple. Surprise. But yeah, a lot of those are great. Ooh, I like that gray, too. Nice. $90 though. Jesus Christ. I need to stop being a broke bitch.
Head over to crinklefries.com and get your Crinkle Fries meme coins now. The website is user-friendly and guides you through the process step by step. And don't keep it to yourself. Spread the word. Tell your friends, your family, everyone you know. The more people who join,
Hey,
the
did you guys know about the Crinkle Fries meme coin?
greater the impact we can make. The more people who join in, the bigger the impact we can make together.
Make some yummerific poutine with curry, gravy, tots, and mozzarella. I await my poutine, Carpcosian. Send me poutine through the screen.
Imagine a chain reaction of kindness and generosity spreading across the globe. Just think about it, a community of people coming together to make sure no one goes hungry. It's a beautiful vision and it's within our reach. It's more than just a coin, it's a lifeline. Each coin represents hope, sustenance, and a brighter future for someone in need. And with your help, we can reach even more cities, more countries, and touch more lives. The potential for positive change is limitless. Let's make a real impact
You did. I didn't grab it. Now your screen is covered in gravy. Obviously, your screen got in the way. You gotta take the screen off first.
together. By joining forces, we can create a world where no one has to go to bed hungry. Every purchase counts, every meal matters. Your support can change lives one meal at a time. So, what are you waiting for? Get those Crinkle Fries meme coins while they're hot. Be part of something bigger than yourself. And remember the world of
So he started doing like a lot of weird commercials for the Crinkle Fries. Let me find some more. They included like Taylor Swift and stuff. Here's the website. Crinkle Fries meme coins. Crinkle Philanthropy Project. I'm excited to announce 10% of all Crinkle Fries meme coin sales will go towards feeding homeless people in New York City and other parts of the world where people are facing hunger. Let me find actual channel. Here we are. Let's take a look at some of these meme ads for the Crinkle Fries.
Hey everyone, welcome to an exciting new chapter in the world of giving and community support. Welcome to the Crinkle.
Sorry, that's the same one we just watched.
Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we cover all the hottest trends in the crypto world. Today I've got something sizzling hot to share
Green guy says, I'm buying more Hannah coin. Please don't go to the bathroom later and dump it.
with you. Imagine
I'll consider it.
combining your love for crispy, delicious crinkle fries with the booming world of cryptocurrency. It's all about the latest craze in the meme
I like that he chose to put himself in the shirt.
coin world. Crinkle fries, meme coin. This is not just another meme coin, it's a revolution in the making. So what's the deal with crinkle fries meme coin? Why is everyone talking about it and why should you care? Well, get this. The pre-sale is happening right now, and on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2025 at exactly noon New York time, these crinkle fries will go live to the public at double the current pre-sale price.
People fucking love their crinkle fries.
These crinkle fries will go live to the public at double the current pre-sale price. Imagine the potential
This
gains
does make me want French fries, I'm not gonna lie.
you could make by getting in early. That's right, folks, double. This could be the perfect Valentine's Day gift to yourself or a loved one who's into crypto. Now, if you're asking yourself, how can I get in on this pre-sale action? Don't worry, I've got you covered. It's super simple. All you gotta do is head over to crinklefries.com and smash that buy button. Easy peasy, right? The website is user-friendly, and the process is straightforward. But hold on a sec, let's talk about why Crinkle Fries meme coin is generating so much buzz. What makes
They
it stand
actually advertise the date of the rug pull. That's the incredible thing. And by the way, the punchline here, let me let you in on the punchline. Kai's Malej, maybe the craziest person in all of this, successfully rug pulled people and hasn't been seen since. That's kind of incredible, isn't it? Kai's Malej, the guy that tried to pretend to be Ryan Cohen and call the doctor's office to find out when Ryan Cohen's baby was due, successfully rug pulled people and disappeared into the night. The perfect ending for him. I wish him luck.
out in the crowded meme coin market? First off,
How much did he pull? Not as much as PP, I don't think, but it was still in the thousands of dollars. It wasn't a fortune, but it was more than nothing.
meme coins have taken the crypto world by storm, and Crinkle Fries
Under 10,000, more than 3,000, somewhere in that range.
is no different. It's got that perfect blend of irony, humor, and community spirit. It's got that perfect blend of irony, humor, and community spirit. People love to rally
Is this parody or real? I just got here. This is real.
around something that's fun and engaging, and Crinkle Fries delivers on all fronts. Just like how Dogecoin started as a joke and then skyrocketed, Crinkle Fries has the potential to follow in those footsteps. Remember when Dogecoin was just a meme? Look where it is now. And let's not forget about the community. These meme coins thrive on strong, dedicated communities. The more people get involved, the stronger the coin becomes. These meme coins thrive on strong, dedicated communities. Crinkle Fries has already seen a massive influx of supporters who are excited to ride this crispy wave. Crinkle Fries has already seen a massive influx of supporters who are excited to ride this crispy wave. The community is growing every day, and you can be a part of it. Plus, it's always fun to be part of something that's both hilarious and potentially profitable. Imagine the stories you'll have to tell. But here's a pro tip: always do your own research. Crypto investments can be risky, and it's crucial to understand exactly where you're putting
Hey, drops a lot. Thank you so much for a $50 tip. Says, crypto BS aside, Crinkle Fries are the best fries. Fight me. I won't fight you. You just gave me $50. And with that, I can buy some fries. So,
your money.
I never argue with anyone who gets me delicious, salty, French fried treats.
Crypto investments can be risky, and it's crucial to understand exactly where you're putting your money. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. Consult with a financial advisor if you're not sure. They can provide valuable insights and help you make informed decisions. All right, guys, that's the lowdown on Crinkle Fries meme coin. Double your investment by Valentine's Day? Sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. Double your investment by Valentine's Day? Sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. Imagine the joy of seeing your investment grow while enjoying some delicious Crinkle Fries. So don't wait.
But I don't get actual Crinkle Fries with this. If I got real fries, it would be a product. M. Scheffler says, maybe a nuclear war is a good idea. Let's end it. And H. Baird says, die or do your own research. He clearly wrote the script with voice to text and didn't proofread.
head over to crinklefries.com and get in on that pre-sale before it's too late. The earlier you get in, the better your chances of maximizing your returns. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like
I
button.
did hit the monthly sub goal. Thank you, everyone, for helping get to the monthly sub goal. So appreciated. Awesome month for subs. Thank you all so much. Green Guy with a $3 tip says, speaking of dump, I went to the doctor today and they needed 3 stool samples. So I brought the kits home and I think I'll do Sunday's poop. Good thing I asked if I could take the samples from the same poop. I was thinking they wanted samples from 3 poos. Okay, I have to ask you a question, Green Guy. I'll probably never have as much money as you do. But can I ask, how much money does it take until you go, I'm going to spend $3 to tell people how I'm going to strategize about my stool samples I got to take in? Because I'll be honest, you would have to torture me to have me on stream talk about my poop. I'll take your money. But I do have to ask, why?
Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. Your support helps us bring you more awesome content. Subscribe.
Awesome month for subs, but what about the DOMs? If subs are having a good time, the DOMs should be having a good time.
Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. Let me know. Are you jumping on the Crinkle Fries train? Stay crispy, folks. Let me know. Are you jumping on the Crinkle Fries train? Stay crispy, folks. This is more than just an investment. It's a community, a movement, and a lot of fun. Catch you in the next video. Peace out. Until then, keep those fries crispy and your investments even crispier.
It ends with a shot from Catch Me If You Can, a movie about a scam artist, about a con artist, constantly escaping. Very funny. Reminder, Kai's, again, after this, rug pulled and he has disappeared, and I don't think he's been heard from since. So, that's pretty good.
Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States, is etched in history as a man of action and unwavering resolve. From his daring exploits in the Wild West to his influential presidency, Roosevelt's life was a testament to his adventurous spirit and bold leadership. Yet behind the public persona, a lesser-known facet of his personality resided. A surprising culinary penchant that he guarded with utmost secrecy. History remembers Roosevelt for his love of the outdoors, his passion for conservation, and his relentless pursuit of justice. However, few knew of his peculiar obsession with a humble food, crinkle-cut fries.
Were those even a thing when Roosevelt... Like, obviously this is a lie that Kai's made up regardless, but how realistic is that lie? Were crinkle-cut fries a thing during the Theodore Roosevelt administration?
This unexpected culinary preference remained a closely guarded secret known only to his most trusted confidants.
Like Kai's Malège.
Anecdotes about Roosevelt's clandestine fry indulgences are whispered among historians, each tale adding another layer to the enigmatic persona of the bull moose. Some stories place him disguised in a wide-brimmed hat.
Am I crazy, or every time we come back to meme stocks have things degraded like a noticeable amount? Like, psychologically?
Spectacles, slipping into bustling Washington, D.C. eateries, ordering his beloved crinkle fries with an air of nonchalance. Others recount tales of Roosevelt.
I know French fries have existed. I'm talking about crinkle-cut fries, not just fucking fried julienne potatoes.
On his famed hunting expeditions, pausing amidst the rugged wilderness to enjoy a tin cup filled with steaming golden brown crinkle fries. These tales, though unconfirmed, paint a vivid picture of a man who, despite his position and public image, harbored a simple yet deeply personal culinary indulgence. Adding further intrigue to Roosevelt's secret fry habit is the legend of his special sauce, a concoction so unique and flavorful that its recipe remains a mystery to this day. Rumors about the sauce's ingredients ran rampant, with some speculating a blend of exotic spices Roosevelt encountered during his African safaris, while others whispered of a secret ingredient passed down through generations.
Ketchup. Theodore Roosevelt invented ketchup. Green Guy with a $3 tip says, I was just thinking I could make this fun and eat something tomorrow that would make No, I don't want to read that. I don't want to read about your poo.
Generations of his family. Despite numerous attempts by culinary enthusiasts and historians alike, the exact recipe for Roosevelt's special sauce remains elusive. This air of mystery only adds to the mystique surrounding Roosevelt's fondness for crinkle fries, transforming a simple culinary preference into a captivating enigma.
I just read it. I didn't finish it. I only got halfway through the sentence.
The story of Theodore Roosevelt's crinkle fry obsession, though shrouded in secrecy and speculation, offers a glimpse into the man behind the presidency. It reminds us that even the most influential figures harbor simple pleasures and hidden passions. The mystery of the special sauce passed
Oh no, yeah, I've seen that Natural Harvest cookbook.
down through
No.
whispers and rumors only adds to the intrigue, leaving
Is this dementia? I wish.
us to wonder about the man who, in the annals of history, dared to combine the audacity of leadership with the simple pleasure of a perfectly crisp crinkle fry.
What? Again, it's not so much that it's so crazy. Kai's did it. Of course it's crazy. It's more so that it worked. That's what gets me about it. He just got tens of he got thousands of dollars doing that. I don't get it. Oh look, there's a new sponsor for the PP show. Not a joke. This is an actual sponsor for the PP show now. I assume he had to get a sponsor because he has fewer viewers. Because again, he rug pulled them. Allegedly rug pulled them on a crypto thing, so now he has to have sponsors. Thank you all for making it so I don't have to have sponsors, by the way. Twitch puts ads on my stuff, but, like, I don't personally have sponsors, and that's nice.
My name is Tahir Mansour, and I'm the CEO of Black Widow Tech. We're becoming the official sponsor for the PP show, and we're very excited. At Black Widow Tech, we build mobile apps, and we provide AI solutions. You have an idea, we want to help you design out that idea. I'm a longtime Bed Bath & Beyond holder before I went to bankruptcy, and it's like Sal says, have unwavering conviction, and
This is definitely someone I want to hire to do anything. They have such good judgment.
I personally believe this is not financial or legal advice, that we will all make it. So what we're going to do is we're going to build an AI prototype and provide 20 hours of fine-tuning completely for free. And I also wanted to mention, if you have any friends or family that might want to build an app or an AI, you want to refer us, we will work with you on getting a kickback. 10% commission off the profit.
Go harass your family for app ideas and tell them to hire us, and we'll give you a 10% kickback. He called it a kickback. He didn't even use, like, commission. He said fucking kickback. The connotations of kickback are generally negative as compared with the word commission. So interesting that you went with kickback. Okay.
So that way we can all essentially make some wealth together.
There you go. Don't hire them for anything. I would not recommend it. Oh, this is bizarre from Marantz.
GameStop. I went into GameStop.
Oh, real quick, MH Darkbeast says, "Hey, Hannah, had to go back to the hospital again the other day. Sorry to hear that. This fell out of my wheelchair and landed on my leg, so I have a big black and blue left leg. Thankfully, no sprain or fracture, but hell, it hurts, especially when Kitty walks on the leg. Oh, I bet. Sorry to hear that. I hope it heals up."
GameStop today, and I traded in some of my retro games that I've had my whole life. You know, these retro games that I traded them in because I wanted to give GameStop value. If you only knew, let's see. Check this out. I swear to you guys. All right, this big ass receipt, and if I were to sell those games individually, I'd probably make around, I don't know, $500, somewhere in that range. I mean, one game was selling for $100, and I sold it to GameStop and they gave me $26. So I'm very happy when when they're able to buy product from me for a third of the price, a fourth of the price, because
He's bragging about selling his stuff to GameStop and getting ripped off. He's bragging about getting ripped off by the game pawn shop and how good it is for his company that he's invested in. That's insane and not how investing works. And if this is how you think investing works, you shouldn't do it.
Because 1, I'm helping out the company. 2, I don't need the damn games anyway. And 3, this is the circle of life.
Like, does he think that him trading those into GameStop is giving any sort of significant change to their bottom line? Bizarre. Green Guy says, Hannah, how long is the costume month out till? What is the next tip goal? Didn't you sing a whole stream and 2 puppets? How long is the costume month goal out to? Let me look what we're at. We are at day 112 of 395, so not even halfway done. What's the next tip goal? I suck and haven't decided yet, even though we're over halfway there. So I'm bad at this. Didn't I sing a whole stream and do puppets? I did. I did both of those things.
So I'm excited about that. And, there's no one else that was going to give me money for them, going to do all the legwork for me. It was so easy, by the way. Took them in, they clicked the button, boom, 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 and it was done. And they gave me some great value for some of those games, and I was very excited. But make a couple $100, whatever it was, and call it a day. And what I do with that money, I support my company. Hell, I'm even wearing a t-shirt from there, right? Yeah. I hope you guys are too. Look.
Very weird. Oh, here's him reacting 2 days ago to GameStop's earnings.
Now, here is GameStop, currently up. Right now, $26.62. It's going to the moon, boys. I already told you it's going to the moon. There's
down. Not a big deal. The actual price doesn't really matter. But right now it's down to 21. So in the last week it's lost, what, like 15%? Down a decent amount.
There's no stopping it. You know,
because Ryan Cohen is diluting again. Ryan Cohen is diluting again.
The numbers when they come out, GameStop made over $100 million. That's going to the moon. You're already here. Thank you for love and support of the channel. You know who you are. We're going. We're gone. It's out of here, baby. It's out of here. This is where we're at. Come get it from me. Wall Street, come take this. Come get it. We're out of here, baby. 26.30. We're breaking every resistance level right now. We're on our way. On the 1 hour chart, it's looking healthy. On the daily, we're going to be way up here somewhere, approaching the top of the triangle here. We break.
Unstable Deadbeat says, I'm not much of an investor, so I'm a little confused. Do most people who invest in something do this much to personally support their investments? No, it's not typical at all, because your individual actions as a consumer don't lead to, changes in the market overall, so it doesn't move the needle. Like, it doesn't make sense what he's doing. He's treating it more like a religion than he is an investment.
Break past these numbers here, it's over. If we can get to $28, it's over. Let's battle back a little bit. Relax, the numbers will come. It's here. When the numbers come, we'll break it down. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Cash, there it is, $4.77 billion. The numbers are out. EPS, 30 cents a share. Net income, $131 million.
They're still not operationally profitable. They still lose money off the actual stores. The only thing they're making money off now, as is the only thing they've been making money off for a while, is the fact that they got a bunch of money from the GameStop meme stock people through their investments, through the dilutions, and they have all that money sitting in T-bills and other, low-risk investments making money. Nerdy with 18 months says, ah yes, we all remember that bit of the Elton John song, that was about losing money selling video games. Also, I know you probably don't care about Warhammer, but they revealed a model which is basically what if hot air balloons had guns, and it cheered me up more than it probably should have. 18 months, that's a sub baby. This sub baby's name is going to be, Major Tom Bombadil.
131.
The hedge fund that happens to sell games now. And if it's a hedge fund, it's bad at it because they only have low yield investments.
I told you. I told you.
That's his, not my Discord, by the way.
I told you. I told you the number. I told you the number. Oh my God. Let's fucking go. Let's go. You can't deny the truth. You can't handle the truth. Let me tell you something. When the world tells you that GameStop is not valuable, they tell you can't make it in life. I want you to remind yourself, okay? You can do it. You can change this fucking world. Wake up every day, show up, do your job.
You can change the fucking world, he says. Rants. You pushed a button and bought stock in a failing game pawn shop.
Right now, my job is to tell you that GameStop is amazing.
Did the crinkle fries. What about one of the... I know I had an MMTLP thing that was kind of interesting. Let's try this one. This is 3 minutes. This is from a space call. Oh, real quick, MH Darkbeast says, here's a joyous cleanse. I wonder if they're using the people we watched on YouTube. As long as we get Scooby and not garbage like Velma. Oh, yeah. The live-action Scooby-Doo thing. I was wondering when I saw that, is this like the thing we watched on YouTube? Those people that did the independent pilot? Because I actually liked that pilot. It was cheesy, but I enjoyed it for the most part. Overthought says, sir, just enjoy your boring life. Go hug your what? Oh, never mind. They're actually together. I think they resolved whatever that situation was. And also, it's none of my business. But I think they resolved whatever that weird situation was.
Hi everybody. I'm sorry. I am very emotional right now. It's been such a long journey, you know. We talk about and I'm just gonna let the emotion come out because you know, I know there's a lot of people who've been struggling since the halt. This is something that, you know, I was introduced to the shenanigans and the corruption, I think June, what was it, 21, the merger. Right? And the fighting and watching a company that I cared so much for and so many people did. They had the vision of what this company could do for our world, right? And George.
This is a company that I think their thing was searching for natural resources, like looking for natural gas and oil deposits, I think. That's what she's saying is going to change the world.
The CEO and the amazing man that he is and the way he interacted with us and the hope that we had and to watch, you know, as the dividend began trading and not understanding, and then the whole process and everything that has taken such a toll, and to watch this company as it was just driven into bankruptcy, going to DC in desperation, trying to tell Congress they're trying to bankrupt it because they're trying to get out of their liabilities. And I was so heartbroken when they removed George. And I was telling them in Congress, like, this is by design.
What company is this? MMTLP. This is actually the company in terms of meme stocks that I know the least amount about. So I don't know a ton. It's dead like BPBY. That is my understanding, yes. Or at least it's not purchasable anymore.
And the beauty in it is
I think it wasn't supposed to be tradable in the first place.
Much as this has been a struggle and is
that's actually MMAT? Okay.
Difficult as this whole process.
So that's different than MMTLP, but it is included here because they're talking about it. Like I said, this is the one that I'm, like, very in the dark about, so I apologize for the lack of information on this one. I just found this interaction thing.
And to watch systems just fail, absolutely, unequivocally fail the people that they're supposed to protect. But the serendipitous point that I'm trying to make is it has been so painful to watch this and the bankruptcy. But in this and the
Have I seen the video Wolfman loses 140,204.97 live trading in 7 minutes? No.
trustee, and there's the beauty in this person, this individual, and working with George to uncover what we can now hope to find out with these subpoenas. And it's disgusting that it's taken getting to this point, but we all stood here behind George, and now we can finally get truth. And I know that I am not the only one who's had many struggles in this process, and I am just grateful for all of you, and I just wanted to send my heartfelt
I am dressed as Velma, a possum of the pine. Welcome. We did a goal where it was basically I'd wear a different costume every day, and today they picked Velma. I have a bunch of costumes.
just love to every one of you for being here, for standing and saying, this is wrong, and calling for truth and light. I thank you, Busy. Thank you, Junk, for
Big red flag if someone uses light in that way to describe goodness. Very crunchy, very whack jobby. Paradona says MMAT and MMTLP are two different stocks for the same scam corp. It's very convoluted how. Yeah, I understand that it had something to do with converting. Wasn't there an issue where one was going to convert into the other, and one was, like, involved a dividend, and one didn't? I don't know. I need to stop talking. I'm not as familiar with that one. I know it's more convoluted than the others, which is why I haven't gotten into it as much.
having this space. Kim, thank you so much. I know Whiskey, or there's so many people who've been so integral in the background who just did not stop.
Integral.
I'm not gonna lie, I hit a point when they removed George and the company went bankrupt, where my heart was crushed, and it was really hard. But there was people who kept fighting, and thank you guys. And I was, removed. I didn't stop working, but this is the type of thing that will rejuvenate us, and I'm so
George sounds like he was the CEO of the company until he was forced out.
grateful for George, and I'm rambling like I typically do, but thank you guys.
Sheesh. I have one more MMTLP or adjacent video. They removed George because he was being investigated by the SEC for fraud. That'll do it. So here's another one of the investors. Again, I'm not trying to make fun of this person individually. I am just trying to illustrate. This gives people incredible emotional whiplash. People get incredibly invested in this because they put money in it. Maybe money they couldn't afford to lose. So they get very emotionally attached to these sort of things. So here's, some night and day difference on this particular stock. Green guy with a $3 tip says sardines. I'm going to eat sardines. Good luck.
It's finally here. I'm so excited.
When they think things are going well, look at how excited.
I was actually almost crying. We have waited so long for this, and you guys have just known, and you were convicted, and there's been so many people who put so much time into this, and it's payback time, and I'm so happy. I love you guys. I'm gonna start sounding like the drunk girl. I love you. I'm so happy.
So, borderline manic, just, elated.
Congratulations. You can look now. It's already starting. I'm not a financial advisor and advisor, but I'm going to be really, really rich. And I'm so happy. And we earned it. And I'm going to do good things.
And when things aren't going well.
And what's happened, the amount of stress, the amount of pain that this has all caused, it's immeasurable. People have taken their lives. People have
You can't hear.
lost their sobriety. People have lost their homes. These people are losing their home. They're losing their home because of this. Not here for good, and their only reason for being here is to try and break you. And guess what? I'm broken. I'm so broken, guys. I'm so tired. And I don't know what else there is to lose in this. I'm
got my life. So, yeah, some people have lost their lives. People have taken their lives in this journey. And so, yeah, I still have that. My marriage is done. It's done, guys. It's 21 years. And, you know, it's the right decision to make. But this battle for MMTLP absolutely impacted my marriage.
How long was it between the two videos? Let me double check for you. This was May 7th. Oh, the first one doesn't say. So I can't tell you in terms of the date. I know the second one was May 7th. I'm not sure about the first one. Okay, what else? How about Salvatore and PP trying to justify why, when Bill Polte's investments were made public, when he was getting approved to be in Trump's cabinet, he didn't have GME. And I don't think he had any of that Bed Bath & Beyond bonds that he claimed he bought. Shocking. Shocking.
So before I get into BBBY, let's discuss recent news and events. Firstly, Bill Pulte, he filed a financial state of affairs this week, and it showed his current and previous holdings. Within that, it showed that he's got no GME holdings. I did tweet my opinion, which is, why are people surprised that he sold his GME? He met with Ryan Cohen in person multiple times. What if he wanted to avoid a legal conflict of interest?
To be clear, it is not a legal conflict of interest to own stock in a company and meet the CEO. How would the CEO do business with anyone in the company at a high level if he wasn't allowed to meet people, had stock in the company? It doesn't make any sense. It is not a conflict of interest or insider trading to own stock in a company and meet someone who is the CEO of said company. That statement makes no sense.
And positively, he's only ever spoken in a good way about GameStop, Ryan Cohen, and DRS in public. This is despite all of the mainstream media scrutiny he's had. I still firmly believe in everything I said. Of course, he's a polarizing figure in the community. A lot of people don't like him. He's like Marmite. You either hate him or you love him. Many people are disgruntled because they've been blocked by him or his actions and engagements with the community through different platforms. Personally, I think he took on a lot more risk than reward by engaging with the community the way he did. And I value the support he showed. Regardless, my opinion, your opinion of him doesn't change the outcome. He's been a...
Would the Bed Bath Beyond bonds even exist anymore for him to report them? I believe that they might have been on the OTC for a little bit. I don't remember exactly why, but I think they did exist. They just weren't really worth anything. But I do think it was, in theory, with a license possible to obtain, which he does have a license because he has a fund. Not a big fund, not a good fund. He has a fund.
Vehicle to supporting the community, to putting exposure for us out there. I mean, the amount of eyes he's brought, the amount of attention he's brought, and people, you're up here now. You've been there in person, the event.
Not stock related, but meme. I saw on my feed Firefest 2 is moving locations from Isla Mujerjes to Playa del Carmen. Totally gonna happen. Yeah, we did a stream on the upcoming Firefest 2 recently. Also a scam. Be interesting to see what they throw together for that.
He's held, the people he's got. He persuaded Larry Cheng to be there in one of them. We haven't seen Larry Cheng publicly do interviews. He got Vivek Ramaswamy on there. What's your thoughts, actually, PP, on the financial disclosure that was filed by him?
Yeah, so, you know, I actually spoke with Bill, but I'm not going to go into the details of that conversation. But you're correct. You know, the thing is that, you know, he was spending a lot of time with Ryan Cohen, and he was spending a lot of time within our community, right? And Ryan Cohen was one of the only people out there who was really, really driving home the fact that he was interacting with Bill Pulte so much, right? The fact that they were, you know, at one point pictured together, you know, actually multiple times in their meetings, and still they've never really disclosed what their meetings were really about. But
they just ran into each other at a hockey game that one time? think he just ran into him at a hockey game. Like, it doesn't have to be more than that.
I'm on the same page, with, people can kind of assume it and
They're
put
both Trump fans, so it's possible they've met at like political events for Trump.
2 and 2 together with, why there could have been a reason why he couldn't hold GameStop. So, again, I'm not really going to go into the details of.
There's no reason why he can't have GameStop. He just recognizes it's a bad investment.
Conversations I've had with him personally, but people just don't understand the people don't really truly know the complexity of what's going on here. So
I fully agree.
Too complex, you wouldn't understand
I
it.
think that if you're going to meet Ryan Cohen, who's the rarest Pokemon out there right now,
He's the rarest Pokemon.
Speak to mainstream media. He rarely tweets, and when he does tweet, we can find 1,000 different meanings to what he's trying to say. So when you're meeting with a guy like that in person, potentially you might be exposed to material non-public information about GameStop, potentially some.
Does Ryan Cohen randomly blurt out proprietary internal material information for the company he's the CEO of in company of people he shouldn't? Because that seems like a problem if your CEO does that.
Discussions you have may expose you to that. And not only that, maybe to protect yourself, because we do realize that GameStop is the most manipulated stock on the market. We know all of the history with it. And as many of the people in the space, so the GameStop community and here, we know that if any of us were to ever meet Ryan Cohen and then in the future be a part of MOAS, you would want to protect yourself. And I think Pulte deciding to sell his position to be close to Ryan Cohen, that seems like the most logical reason. And as I said, he's only ever spoken positively
Again,
about
that doesn't make any sense. That's not how anything works.
GameStop, DRS.
Reminder that Salvatore knows who I am, and I make him very angry.
And Ryan Cohen. He's aware of the fraud that goes on in the markets. He went on Fox News and got into the debate with Gasparino. He's dedicated a lot of time, effort, energy, and resource into holding these events and trying to keep the spirits high, purchasing bonds, and just loudly tweeting about Mark Tritton deserving to be in jail. We saw on your second or third event, I think Ryan Cohen gave him his 69th like twice that day. Ryan Cohen watches him.
We're still talking about the 69th like. Oh my god.
There's been a lot of, we can say tinfoil, we can say logical deductions, but I think Pulte's on our side.
I think I'll go with tinfoil.
I think Ryan Cohen.
Logical deduction Tuesday just doesn't have the same ring.
On our side. Go ahead, mate.
Yeah, so I was just going to add that
what is the 69th like? So the person that they consider sort of their savior in this conspiracy is Ryan Cohen, the CEO of GameStop, and he's on Twitter. He's a shit poster. He fancies himself like a D-list Elon Musk type. So he does really dumb memes and stuff. He's made jokes like about 69. Haha, it's the sex number. So anyway, he had liked 68 posts before this, and then he liked, as his 69th like on Twitter, a post from Bill Pulte, someone else they like, which they found to be significant. They thought that Ryan Cohen, by making his 69th like a Bill Pulte tweet, was signaling to them that he's on their side. That makes sense? I mean, it doesn't make sense, but, like, does that follow from their internal logic? Yeah, they thought it was a secret message.
That 69th like actually came in minutes before.
If people aren't familiar with this too, Ryan Cohen, that CEO, wrote children's books, writes children's books that are really terrible kids' books trying to promote, laissez-faire capitalism to children. Not a joke. And they think that they can decipher messages in his children's books, and they think that they're secret messages telling them that they're doing the right thing by holding GameStop stock and being delusional about Bed Bath & Beyond stock. So, that's pretty good. Nice when your entire belief system hinges on secret messages sent to you via children's book.
Before we took off in the helicopter to come land for the first live. So yes, I guess it was technically the second live show with Pulte.
Yeah.
But I think Ryan Cohen has been kind of paying attention to a lot of us
Sounds like a religion cult. It's cult-like, I would describe it.
out here. I mean,
it's a high control group, so cult-like.
The fact that there's been even things that he's posted when ABC was in certain space calls, things like that. So it's very clear that Ryan Cohen is most certainly paying attention to what we have been discussing. And a lot of people don't realize that someone like Larry Chang, most certainly being a board member of GameStop, would have to get some kind of approval to actually come onto the show and speak with us. So
no, he wouldn't.
And one thing I want to add too, Sal, is not only has he spoken very highly about our community and Bed Bath & Beyond, and also GameStop, and a few other tickers as well.
They should have deciphered the message of diversifying their portfolios. They even read that out loud on stream, and we heard it on Hannah's stream. No, but when they heard diversify your portfolio, they thought it meant buy all the different meme stocks. So buy Bed Bath & Beyond and GME and AMC. So they diversified into other shit stocks.
He also has really driven home the fact of
they really spread out those losses
of Teddy, right? I mean, every single event he holds up these books, these Teddy books, Teddy. I mean, he drives it into people's heads.
Solus says, that's kind of what I was wondering. Why do they have this belief? Are they scared they'll lose everything they've invested if they accept the reality of the situation? It's much bigger than the money at this point. Certainly the money is a core, central part of it and how they got into this in the first place. But especially the people on the PP show and within the meme stock community, it's so much more than the money now. They've alienated themselves from most of the people in their lives. Everyone thinks they're crazy because they're very wrong about this thing. I think crazy is maybe a bit judgmental, but you know what I mean. Colloquially, most people would consider them that. They can't go back and be told, I told you so. It would be devastating to their own identity. Your sense of self is fragile. And we don't like to admit, like, it's okay on a day-to-day basis, we admit we're wrong about small things usually, but it's very difficult, even for a very stable person, a very well put together, self-aware person, to confront when you've genuinely been wrong about something that is central to your identity for a long period of time. That's very difficult, if not virtually impossible to do for a lot of people. So, like, it comes from that. How devastating would it be to you? Think about whatever the most important thing in your life is. Let's not say, like, your loved ones or your children, but something that's, like, a step down from that kind of stuff, your political interests or your main hobby or whatever thing is your special interest, and it's a big part of your identity, and then imagine one day you wake up and you have to admit, oh my god, it was all fake. It was all bullshit. I sounded like a fool every time I opened my mouth about it. Everyone thinks I'm an idiot. I'm embarrassed. Like, how do you move forward from that? It's really hard. And, like, I'm not giving them a free pass to just be delusional forever, but the motivation is understandable, how you'd get stuck in that situation.
So, that's just something I want to add to.
One of the most interesting parts of Polty's involvement always stood out to me was when he was on your show, he held up all the books one by one, and then he said his phone died, and within minutes we saw Teddy Volume 2 drop, and then within Teddy Volume 2 there was an edited cover, which changed the words to, it takes money to buy ice cream. Oh no, it said, I think the original was words can never hurt you, and then it said it takes money to buy ice cream, talk is cheap. And then Polty put up that cover, and you can't purchase this book. It's never been for sale on teddy.com, which just puts to bed a lot of the conspiracy theory stuff, because we didn't make that. We didn't put that on the website. We didn't hack the website and put it there. And then when Polty posted it, Ryan Cohen replied with overpaid executives, the same shit that he accused Mark Tritton and all the others of. So that's always been one of the main things to me that stood out. And it's so far-fetched that I don't think it would have any legal standing in court, especially because we weren't trading at the time. But that's always stood out to me as being a very interesting moment in all of his involvement.
Yeah, it was definitely weird when his phone died and the new set of books dropped. So, I mean, again, it's all kind of tinfoil at the end of the day. It's all speculation. It's heavy, extremely heavy speculation. But, if you've been around here long enough, you can kind of connect the dots and see what's going on.
Calling that nonsense speculation is so insulting to all speculation ever. Okay. Oh, here's Morantz thinking he's talking to, quote, feds in his chat. I guess Morantz thinks that the feds are watching him for no discernible reason.
A message to you. A message to you, feds, meltdowners, non-believers. My message to you. Watch what God's about to do.
With the power of God and GameStop on my side, I can do no wrong.
But then I reflect on what's happened to me over these last 4 years. The attacks, the personal attacks, I'm talking about professionally, personally, my YouTube channels being suppressed, the information. There's days where I'll have killer info and it just gets shot down. Guys, we have plenty to talk about today. Ian Carroll being a Fed is probably one of the things people believe, and that's fine. I have the question. Why are the feds in the chat?
Who is it? Why does he think there are feds in the chat? Are the feds in the chat with us right now, Morantz? Hi, feds. How's it going?
You can buy subscriptions. You can send super chats. You guys can do whatever you want to do. But I've had feds here from the start.
What?
Suppression. You know, I've been trying to figure out why people do videos for 10 views. These guys have been taken for a ride. And all you feds out there.
Oh, so, like, he's really not doing okay. Wow. It's kind of shocking to me how as people's, like, material situations deteriorate, they really consistently get paranoid. Like, he was already a paranoid individual, but as things get worse and worse, the paranoia just in line ratchets up. It's predictable. Crazy. You just see it every time. Scary stuff. I'm really scared for a recession for that reason. People, when they're desperate, get more conspiratorial. And the more desperate they get, the more conspiratorial they get. So, an economic downturn. Not gonna be very bueno for the sanity of our country, which is already, let's be honest, being held together with twigs and tape and used band-aids.
You don't think they infiltrate the chat? You don't think they're after? Man, I have, guys, one day I'm going to write a book. And I encourage you to buy it. One day when I write this book about this whole journey. There is shit happening to this show, to me personally, that you guys have no idea. Maybe like 7 of you guys know behind the scenes of the show. 7, the 7 producers of the show. Other than that,
Thank you, AdventuresIn.net, for the link for the Wolfman stock trading loss video.
you guys don't know. You don't know. You guys don't have a clue. And then the ones that do, those are the ones look at me like, bro, how do you do it? And I'm just looking at you. $90 a subscriber. $90 a subscriber is what I was offered. And if you don't know about that, I showed it on a live stream once. Or I sent it in the email.
I'm sorry, is he claiming that he got offered a sponsor deal that's $90 per subscriber? Okay, no. I'm just gonna say no to that. If you know the economics of online advertising, no company in the history of companies in the world would give you $90 per subscriber. That's not how that works. That's not the numbers that you would use. He's describing a scam. He probably got a scam email that he took seriously. H-Baird says, if a recession does lead to paranoia, we should try to direct it. Feel free to spread the idea that Trump has a Neuralink implant and that's why his second term is so terrible and Elon seems to be calling the shots. You know, I know you're making a joke, but at this point, I have so given up on the idea that one can actually curb large groups of people's paranoid inclinations that directing them, not trying to stop the stream, not trying to dam it up, but to maybe direct it could be an effective strategy. So maybe, I know you're joking, but it might not be the worst strategy. Amber says, this upcoming recession is going to be nasty, too. The Fed is predicting something like a 2% downturn in GDP, and once you add the upcoming cuts to social services and this ongoing trade war, oh, it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. The only thing I'm taking positive from this is my dad works in the American automotive industry, and this is going to be really bad for him. And he's been a big Trump voter since 2015. So I hope he takes this economic recession cock and shoves it down his fucking throat. Sorry, I'm petty.
To my guys, to my whole mod team, I said, guys, I'm not touching this shit. All of you, anyone. Oh, I need some money. Nope. I was offered $280,000 to move to Memphis. Nope.
Oh, what?
Sponsor. It doesn't matter. I know why Camelot exists.
What?
Terrible. Terrible. Terrible does political Twitter. She's a Twitter girl. An Elliot Twitter girl who ended up on Fox News, who pumped out misinformation. Once the gig was up and her OnlyFans and her tits and ass are out, boom.
I don't know who he's talking about. Some other content creator he has beef with, I'm guessing.
She's doing Elon Musk and Jeffrey Epstein and Island Talk and wait.
What? Green guy with a $3 tip says, out here talking about cock and you wouldn't read a poop joke. Yes. Yes.
Wait a minute, are you the...
One is human waste. The other is just a part of the human body. Difference.
Female Ian Carroll?
And also, we're talking about a metaphorical dick versus your literal shit that you're telling me about. I could go on all day about how these things are very different.
Are you the one that got exposed and we're not doing it anymore? I was there. I was offered, hello, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, everybody. I was offered a position on the show to hang out and speak with Terrible every day. We need you, Marantz, to come be a motivational speaker. You're going to get us pumped up. We're going to hold the stock. AMC, pump it out. I know you're a GameStop guy, but if you can just give AMC, blah, blah. They offered me a spot on the show, and I said no.
I don't even know what show he's talking about.
Who was there? Who was in this chat at the time when I was out there going, hold up, am I being played? Are you trying to manipulate me with sex?
What?
And the thought of being famous and rich?
Amber says, our only solace is that if all these cuts go through, the economy crashes and the tariffs lead to hyperinflation, we hope the immense suffering might wake people up. It's kind of impossible to explain away the fact that things immediately tanked after Trump took office. I don't know if kind of impossible is true. You're going to be real surprised, potentially, by the level of manipulation and lying that they are capable and willing to participate on a massive scale. Big Dick Energy with 26 months says, one more month, Hannah, and the little Smokey Robinson and huge gelatinous baby will have another sub-sibling. Exciting.
The feds in the chat. Thank you.
It won't wake people up. Some of them are already blaming Biden. Yeah. It's not happening, people. Like, I hate to be this person. I don't know why I gotta be this person. Has anything that has ever happened in your entire life given any of you the impression that Republicans are capable of reflecting upon their actions, taking stock of them, and admitting fault for something? Any examples of this would be great. Not rhetorical, by the way. I'm looking to be convinced.
You at least let me know I'm in the right spot. I'm right over the target. I'm right where I need to be. But my message to you, feds, meltdowners, non-believers, my message to you, watch what God's about to do.
The Morant's doing great. Oh, he called Ryan Cohen's attorney and then talked to Ryan Cohen. Because again, he's crazy.
During the first show, in this morning's show, I called Ryan Cohen's his lawyer. Ryan Cohen has a lawyer named Ryan. And I called him, okay? And I left a message.
If it's this easy, should I call Ryan Cohen?
With the secretary.
Ryan, why are you letting these people ruin their lives over your dog shit stock? You fuck? What are you doing?
You guys heard me. And I will tell you, he called me back. He called me back, and I clipped the phone call so you guys can hear it.
Did you ask him permission to record? Is he in a 1 or 2 party consent state? Are you in a 1 or 2 party consent state?
And I posted in the Discord, and here's how it sounds.
How you doing, Ryan? My name is Morantz, and I just have some questions, and I don't mean to step out of line if I am. I'm looking for the benefits of changing ownership of securities from an LLC to personal, to like your personal name. Like why anyone would do that or why you should do that.
Green guy with another tip says, it can happen when Republicans are in the gutter and covered in metaphorical shit. See, there you go. That shit's metaphorical. That's fine.
I couldn't say. No? Okay. Or for, like in this case, like he was with, I think Ryan Cohen Ventures or RCC Ventures. What would be the benefits? I'm just curious to do something personally. I can't say really, to tell you the truth. Okay. But I'm not speaking like about him in particularly. I'm like anyone. Like if anyone were to do that, what are the possibilities? Would it be like M&A? Would it be you're just changing holders? If it's a different placement for shares themselves, like direct register, DRS, and or not? Is there anything like that?
Just a different account, whether you hold shares directly or indirectly.
Okay. All right, well, that's fair.
There was more conversation we had off the record, he and I, but I clipped out the parts that I wanted for him. And, yeah, I tried to dig into there, but he wasn't giving up any info.
Yeah, you called him and started asking about his client's finances. Like, can you imagine genuinely getting a call from some random person who starts asking about your fucking client's financial decisions?
It's about something. I want to thank someone very in particular. I want to thank Keith Gill.
That's Roaring Kitty, aka Deep Fucking Value, the guy who wore the red bandana and is famous for doing his, online thing promoting GameStop.
He had the foresight to name himself Roaring Kitty and Deep Effing Value. Go figure. But I also want to thank Caroline, his wife. These guys sacrificed their whole
Not sure if they're still married anymore.
life. And they're holding on, and they're doing the thing that they want to do, in life. I don't know if they want to cash out on millions or whatever it may be, but the truth is, Keith Gill took the ultimate sacrifice, and he's going to live on forever as a legend.
The ultimate sacrifice of making hundreds of millions of dollars. I wish I could make that kind of sacrifice.
As he should be. And they want to call him a villain, but, he's gone through too much, guys. He lost his career. He probably kind of lost his identity in a way. But between losing his sister, Sarah, in June of 2020...
Don't talk about... No, that's inappropriate. Don't do that.
And Caroline still being there by his side, as far as we know. We don't know too much about him, but I can only imagine what that family's gone through while we're all sitting here waiting for something to happen. That's not what I'm in for. You know, I'm in GameStop because it's made that transition, that pivot, that fundamental difference. And we were able to see the light, but you always got to thank Keith for, you know, educating the masses. For those of you that are not educated by Keith directly, think about how much you've learned about the stock market, about investing, and how you've been able to change your own family's life for the, you know, and you do that with management as well. And in this case, Keith Gill has taught me a lot of good, and I focus on that. So this is my moment on the weekend just to reflect and say thank you to Keith and Caroline. You two are legends, or you should be referred to as legends for the rest of your days. And I'll keep doing my part. You know, if I'm still holding, you're still holding. If you're still holding, I'm still holding. GameStop, can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. Shout out to Caroline and Keith. You guys are amazing.
Again, people he has never met in his entire life, never will meet in his entire life.
Hi guys.
Caradona says all deep fucking value had to do was ride off into the sunset, a big winner, but no, he had to go for more. Yeah. Weird guy.
Join me on my drive home real quick. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about this thing I call the infinite squeeze, and it is GameStop. And the way it's going to happen right now, in 40 hours, the earnings report comes out. But I want to explain to you exactly the mechanics of what it is. You see, I've always talked about the fundamentals of the business and how that's going to drive up the stock price. But
Amber says Trump is upset Canada and the EU are talking about developing closer economic ties as the US becomes less reliable as a trade partner. He said if they did, he'd consider it an act of terrorism and tariff them even harder, which is kind of hilarious. I'm split because on the one hand, American global hegemony has led to a lot of problems. So it'll be interesting to see as that diminishes what sort of a more polarized, region power-based world is going to look like. On the other hand, I'm just embarrassed constantly. Well, whatever. Also, a lot of people are going to be harmed, but you know, I don't have power over it, so just gotta kind of give in to the reality of that we live in.
what's really going to take GameStop up and above everything is going to be the fundamentals of the stock market. GameStop's going to increase in value. And as it increases in value, the hedge funds have to buy more of it. Remember, they have a percentage of the allotment of the S&P 500, S&P 400 mid-cap, all of it. So as the price goes up, it actually becomes more valuable to the actual institutions. And the fundamentals are going to drive the price up. We get that part. But the minute it gets there, the minute it gets into the S&P 500, it's over, guys. That means this thing is going up and to the right with all its might. And there's nothing that can stop it because institutions are forced to buy in at the elevated price. Now, you guys want to know how smart institutions are? And they call
Can't believe he's still trying to talk about MOAS.
Smart money versus dumb money. I'll explain to you the dumb money. The dumb money was last year. Yeah, hey, institutions, hi. GameStop sold 140 million shares for 2x the stock price. You didn't know that? The stock price was $10 a share. And a month later, you guys didn't want to buy it at 10, but you all bought it at $28.
Trump is America's Caligula. That might mean someday they make a pretty famous porn about him, so that's cool.
GameStop raised $4 billion. Three and some change, but $4 billion right now, $5 billion they're going to have. And that was because Wall Street was buying in, because they knew where the company was headed. There's no doubt in anyone's mind where this company's headed on paper. Now, here's the next part. We're not talking about Grand Theft Auto. We're not talking about PSA graded cards. We're not talking about the Better Business Model. Better Business Model is this right now. They're at 30 cents a share. I'm just ballparking the number. They're coming in at 30 cents a share in 40 hours. That means they're going to make an amazing amount of money. They're going to make $150 million for the quarter, and it's going to look great for the year, but it gets better next year. Next year, they're going to make $200 million on interest. They're going to make $150 million operationally, and you add those two numbers together and bring...
Again, they're still making an operational loss. They have yet to make an operational profit, and they have cut like a third of their stores. They pulled out of Europe, except for, I think, France.
70 cents a
they
share.
pulled out of Canada.
times that by 100 PE ratio, should be $70 a stock, right? Or maybe things don't trade at 100 PE ratio. Yeah, they do. They do once they get in the S&P 500. Go ask GoDaddy.com. Go ask Palantir. Go ask Super Microcomputers. Anything that walks into the S&P 500 automatically goes through the moon. And why? Because if you actually look at Yahoo Finance, you look at stock analysis, you look at any website, they're going to tell you, even if you go to FINRA data, they're going to tell you how many ETFs hold the company. And you know how many ETFs, how many institutions hold these companies? When they're in the S&P 500, at a minimum 600, at a minimum 700, 800, 900. That's how many companies own the stock. Right now, only 400 institutions hold GameStop. Well, can you imagine how many institutions and funds?
Benekagami says, Trump and Elon are already costing our military might. Australia has a radar that bounces off the longosphere and lets them see things 3,000 miles away, far better than any other country. They were looking to sell to the US, but the US is so worrying now they canceled the sale, and then Canada poached it from us. Yeah, that's good.
Actually trade off the index, the S&P 500, all of them. Guys, it'd be an amazing amount, but here's the kicker. GameStop's price only needs to go up $20 to be eligible for the S&P 500, but the bottom of the S&P 500 is falling down as well. This economy's falling apart, which is great for a lot of people, but here's why I get excited. Because if it's only $20 and that's, you know, the amount of shares is 446 million shares, that's not a lot of shares to influence. When you think about the S&P 500, I want you to think about companies like NVIDIA. I want you to think about Apple, where their floats are 24 billion shares. Another float of 17 billion shares. Billions and billions of shares. Even
Apple and NVIDIA actually make products people want, for the record.
Palantir has 2 billion shares. GameStop has 446 million. It's pretty quick to get $20 a share when you don't have a huge float. But you're going to find the profits somewhere, guys. And when you find those profits, and you find this infinite squeeze coming to you, just remember, they were willing to buy it for 2.5x above asking price last year. And that they call themselves smart money. Can you imagine what they're going to do when GameStop gets to the S&P 500 this time? I'll tell you, they can stay in the mid caps. And as it keeps going up in the mid caps, smart investors look at mid cap companies and they go, you know, that's a company I want to buy. Because they're going to be in the S&P 500 one day. That's where you start, guys. You start to invest in the companies that are going to make it, not the companies that are already there. Then you kind of miss the boat, right? But as GameStop goes up and to the right and it keeps going up in value, and the market looks great, and the
line goes up,
cash looks great, and the mergers and acquisitions look great, everything they do, everything Ryan Cohen does, it all looks great. You get to pick your price. Because Wall Street's going to come buy those shares from you, and market makers going to see the volume, which is dry as hell. They're going to be like, no one wants to buy them at 25. We got to put it out for 26. We got to put it for 27, 28, 29, 30, 35, 30. It's going to keep going. And as it keeps going higher, more people buy in. Go look at it, guys. Over 7,000 institutions own Apple. 6,500 institutions own NVIDIA. 1,000 institutions own super microcomputers, and they're terrible. They're fraudulent accounting practices, whatever it may be, but they're in the S&P 500. Hell, GoDaddy has more. So as stock go up and to the right, as they keep going, okay, more people buy in, the higher it goes. When you can figure that out, then you'll understand the psychology of the market itself. You're about to be in the best investment of your lifetime, guys, and it starts in 40 hours. It's an infinite squeeze. It's never going to stop. They're going to keep buying it the higher it goes. Stock prices are relevant to them. They want to know where they can find the shares. You can find them with me, and you can find them with you. I hope you guys understand just how valuable this investment is.
What the fuck? He just talks about it in just a way that makes no
sense. Driving home, you guys deep seek and they found.
And he's really got to stop streaming when he drives. Not good. At the time of the GME squeeze, there was 140% short interest. There's currently less than 10% of the shares in a short position. Yeah. They don't believe that, though. They think it's all hidden in dark pools.
Once people understand just how magnificent it's been, you know, with the PSA partnerships and private label, Ryan Cohen, and just making everything profitable and doing it right, you know, hard work, dedication. And then you, the investors, you guys are hedging your positions by shopping at the store.
You know how you hedge your positions by shopping at the store you're invested in. That's what those words mean, right?
I like the stock, and to do that, I just support the company and the investment the best way I can.
Green guy with a $3 tip says, my thought is Trump wants the economy to tank because rich people win out when the lower 50% suffer. People lose their homes or farm and rich people buy them up. I mean, it's possible, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's that complicated. I don't think he has a big plan. The people with any kind of plan are like people like the Heritage Foundation with Project 2025. They're doing their best to implement it. Trump himself with the tariff stuff, I genuinely just think that's him being an idiot. Like, I know people often like to think, oh, Trump has this malicious plan. He's just dumb. Like, he's just an idiot. He's genuinely just a brain-rotted Fox News viewer who's angry and ignorant. Like, he's not doing a strategy. At least not the way you think. In my opinion.
Know this. This is the photo that I'm referring to here, and there was a person out here. What is their name? Greg is Kitty is their name on X here, and they kind of map this out pretty nicely here. So,
you may have explained this, but what's the lore of all this? Why is this group so fixated on GameStop over other companies? Because back in 2021, holy fuck, it's 4 years. It's weird that I have to explain this because this was a big news when it happened. Back in 2021, due to a variety of independent and rare factors, caused GameStop stock to jump up a crazy amount. These people are basically in a cargo cult that is trying to get that to happen again, even though it's not going to happen again, and their entire understanding of the situation is incorrect. There's a lot more to it than that, but that's the really, really, really broad strokes.
obviously, we are aware of these two photos here. A lot of people have been kind of curious as to what it means. This being one of the major ones with the domino effect and things like that. Now, it does say here, Citadel is obviously the candle from Game of Thrones that sparks the green wildfire, blows up the castle towers. We also know that here we have Hooded Wojak, top 0.1% of the high IQ.
We have to decipher the Hooded Wojak
curve, see something others miss. Okay. Which I think could in fact be maybe even something regarding Bed Bath and Beyond, or what we've kind of, a lot of people have like missed this play, right? A lot of the diehards out there, the people who truly believe in Ryan Cohen, the people who followed him every step of the way, invested into Bed Bath and Beyond, right? Because it was, essentially some kind of like turnaround happening here. And again, there have been some people out there who have mapped it out, and they've claimed that, look, the Kansas City Shuffle was, we were all paying attention to Bye Bye Baby when really the target company for acquisition was in fact the shell, which I do like. I mean, I don't think any of us
not true
truly
know.
Bye
Bye Baby was sold to Dream on Me for I think $15.5 million, and that went out of business already. And they sold the Bye Bye Baby brand now to Overstock, who also owns the Bed Bath and Beyond name.
What really is the Kansas City Shuffle? Could it be when DFE went from basically, everyone thinking he was only invested in GameStop to then adding a position in Chewy? Could it be possibly alluding to...
Green guy says, when I say Trump, I mean the administration of Trump, hypothetically. Again, I think with the tariff stuff, it's mostly him being dumb. I don't think that's stuff from his administration or people behind him. I think the tariff stuff is really, really just him being not understanding how tariffs work and their effect on the economy.
Ryan Cohen and Bye Bye Baby in the shell of Bed Bath & Beyond. Nobody truly knows what, in fact, the Kansas City Shuffle is until we actually see it, right, for ourselves. It goes on to say here, continuation of the quote is, the more you deny me, the stronger I get, all right? Which is the wager. I'll make a bet with you. We also have Osman Diaz, I think is how you say it, who started his master plane 35 minutes ago, I think alluding to the T-35. And we also have Ryan Cohn as Dr. Manhattan, who glows blue after a nuclear transformation, has the ability to see past, present, future all at once. Down here, we obviously have the hand flicking of the domino from V for Vendetta. It starts a domino effect, which could in fact be UBS that we kind of see start that. And then we also have down here a cute roaring kitty, probably named Keith. Huddled over him is the Ministry of Finance of Japan, the yen carry trade. And I have something to go off of this as well in just one moment. Windhorst, who predicted the strange trade for the NBA Utah Jazz, who went on to rebuild later, making 2 blockbuster trades, blow it up and rebuild trade. So again, there is a lot to unpack when you're kind of looking at this photo here. Obviously, we have kind of gone through it before, but again, just to remind some of the people out there, I do believe that we haven't in fact seen all of the, we have not seen all of this play out as of yet. And I think this is one of the major clues that DFV,
They're deciphering memes.
in fact, left us many, many months ago. Oh, shit. Where's Michael? Oh, why are you way down there? Michael, what's going on, man? Good to see you here this evening. How the fuck are we on this Wednesday evening, my man?
Every day there's a Ryan Cohn tweet. It's a good day. You know, we had technically 3 since he reposted it 3 times.
We did see that, yeah. And there's actually some tinfoil behind that as well. Some people are comparing it to the 109 tin that that DFV actually posted about with the Time magazine, which we will take a look at this evening. I don't know. It's pretty interesting, man. You know, like someone also pointed out perhaps that, you know, someone, I can't remember who it was, and correct me if I'm wrong, you know, someone out there who made this comment on X to me, but they were like, you know, PP, you of all people know that Ryan Cohn is not going to publicly, you know, allude to what he's about to invest in, right? I don't, some people are saying he's not going to invest in Bitcoin, right? I mean, why would he start following Bitcoin, the official Bitcoin Twitter page? Bitcoin
How long ago was this? A month ago? GameStop did say they're about to buy Bitcoin.
magazine,
which is fucking hilarious, by the way. They're buying Bitcoin. Your fundamental business is dying, and your solution is to buy lottery tickets. Incredible.
and things like that. And it makes sense, right? Because even with Bed Bath & Beyond, he never televised these things. He buys his position first, then he typically televises it later, right? Some people have speculated, well, maybe he invested in Bitcoin early as well. All, you know, all very valid, right? But someone pointed out too that he could be, in fact, possibly, and again, this is tinfoil, he could be spelling out the words BBBY. All right. I don't know. I mean, if we can get a fucking follow on Bybit, that'd be a pretty goddamn good sign out there, might I add. But as of right now, we have the BB. He is following Bitcoin. If you're not into Bed Bath, that's fine. You know, so be it. But I don't know. You know, everyone's kind of wondering what Ryan Cohn is doing here. But I do think that, look, crypto is big business, right? I mean, there's a lot of institutions moving in this. There's even new stuff that I'll pull up later today. I think it was Bank of America. They're trying to make a stable coin, stuff like that. So crypto is big talk. Crypto is big news right now. And obviously with this administration, there has been some rumors around that possibly Trump might make crypto tax free. There might also be a Bitcoin reserve in the works, right? So all things.
We truly live in hell. I have no other explanation.
Let's take a look at this post that.
Oh boy, here's a discussion Travis had with Marcus Lemoynis about the Bed Bath stuff. Marcus Lemoynis tries to straighten them out a lot, and they never listen. So let's hear some of the mental gymnastics they get trying to read him speaking sense to them.
That Travis has for us. So why don't we take a look at that, Travis? Go ahead.
No, I mean, I just tweeted at Marcus. He was talking. I forgot what I was responding to, or what. But I was like, yeah, I got sick and tired of it. I'm like, you know what? Put up or shut up. Let's go. So I called him out. I was like, let's push your side all down. Let's get down to the bottom of it. Come on the show for an hour sometime and let's chat. You know, let's put this all to bed. What do you say? And he responded surprisingly. He said, there's only doubt in certain people's mind. It's clear. The lies to folks just need to stop. I was like, so let's get some clarification once and for all. You in or out? And
yeah, of course.
Travis, he is telling you PP is lying to you.
So, like, I don't know. See, it's a very weird thing. Like, you know, what side is Marcus Lemonis on, right? I think that's really
There is no side. There is no side. There's no Bed Bath & Beyond. It's just people who know it's gone and delusional people. That's it.
like one of the biggest things right now that some people have questions of is, you know, what side is he on? He's friends with Jamie Dimon, like you said. He said he likes Jamie Dimon. He likes Mark Cahodes, who hates RC. So here's the red flags, which I'm just trying to understand here, right? And again, you know, I'm not shitting on anybody who likes Marcus Lemonis, but like, let's put the actual red flags out there, okay? He likes Jamie Dimon, the same JPM that gave Bed Bath & Beyond a predatory loan for nearly for over $1 billion, okay, for Bye Bye Baby. That's number one, which I think is a huge, yeah, the ABL, which I think is a huge like red flag personally.
Does he know they didn't have to take a predatory loan if they didn't want to? I'm just putting this out there. Without that predatory loan, they would have gone out of business even sooner, and you wouldn't be any closer to money.
Number two, he likes Mark Cahodes. Mark Cahodes literally shits on Ryan Cohen. He hates Ryan Cohen. He talks all this shit about Ryan Cohen. So I don't know.
No one talks shit about Daddy Cohen.
Personally, to me, it's like you have all these kind of red flags here. And then not only that, he literally goes to Twitter nonstop telling people that they've lost their money, kind of like Doug Sifu, right? But to my knowledge, Mr. Lemonis wasn't even on the board of Beyond when the IP was changing hands. He's not involved in the bankruptcy. He's not an insider of the former company, which is DK Butterfly, right? Yet he is so confident that he goes to Twitter, he goes to Reddit, and he constantly shits on people, and yet still people lick his fucking balls, man. You know, it's surprising to me is all, right? I mean, I think that the guy needs to earn some respect. Look, if he doesn't believe that we will get anything, there's a certain way to discuss certain things than just flat out telling people they've lost everything. You're a liar. You're a liar. It's like, it's so childish, man. Like you think about it at times, it's like, how are some of these guys even on the boards of some of these companies, right? That are kind of acting this way. So I don't know. If I was like representing Beyond, I think it's a bit of an embarrassment to be running around, you know, with like your head's cut off like a chicken, you know, just spouting bullshit. So I don't know. I just don't like him, but I'm glad to be wrong. If I'm wrong.
Index Kool-Aid says, I just saw the stream title and I about dropped my phone. Is this current? Are these guys still on this? PP still got an audience? I gotta start this over. Yes. Yes, it's still going. PP still has an audience, though it's much smaller than it used to be. But yeah, it's still going.
Wrong in the end, and Beyond plays a major role in T0 and us getting our equity, sure. But I'm still not going to fucking, Marcus Lemonis ain't coming for the barbecue anytime soon. That's for sure, man. So yeah, go ahead, Travis.
Yeah, and to me, it always seems, that the answers he gives are vague in essence.
They're not vague. They're not vague. He literally tells you, and I don't even know if they're going to show more of these tweets, but he gets even more specific and says, like, this is over. Let it go.
Clean cut, dry. Here's the legal side of it, and here's what it is, and we have the paperwork to back it up. Nothing like that. It's always just, I'm tired of the lies. Like, what lies? Be like, you're getting nothing from Beyond. Be like, we
Correct.
know that. We want nothing from Beyond.
And we've never stated that either, right? Maybe there's some people out there who believe that's
bullshit. Although I guess they're talking about the new Beyond. I've certainly seen other people claim that.
For the equities coming, we know that it's DK Butterfly, and guess what? The only company out there tweeting about fucking butterflies or making hints to butterflies is GameStop.
No one else is tweeting and there's images or mention of butterflies. I don't think that's true, PP. I don't believe you.
No other company out there alluding to this shit. Well, Carl Icahn, outside of his company, they obviously have the butterfly statue, which is the biggest thing, right? Which when we were down in Fort Lauderdale,
it's almost like you're just noticing butterflies in specific scenarios because you find it significant to your crackpot theories.
We went to Miami, we saw it, firsthand. And there's surely a butterfly statue out there, right? Which could be an ode to possibly why the company is called DK Butterfly. We even know that Lazard, right? The Lazard completed a massive deal with Bed Bath & Beyond. And we know that even many months, I can't remember how many months it was before, but they were emailing about this Project Butterfly, right? it's just so very interesting, right? Kind of looking at it. And the biggest thing obviously is waiting, right? The biggest thing is kind of waiting for this to happen. I mean, 2 years have been a very long time, but that's why I think Pulte played a very big role here. You know, he came in and those 2 years kind of just flew by for us here, and now we're at the very end, at least in my opinion.
You've been at the very end for years. You guys remember when I went on their show years ago and they were telling me, come back in 2 weeks and we'll all be rich? It's been 2 years.
HBC is about to get released in March. That's a very big
Shaggy War Dog says, this is great. I have wine and cheese to watch this. Please share the cheese. I would like cheese.
deal. We're going to find out whether HBC was in fact a proxy on behalf of a third party or not.
They did call me hysterical. They also called me a cunt.
A lot of those redactions when it comes to HBC is in fact because there are probably trade secrets in there, right? So I don't know. And they're all under seal now. So nobody will really have access to this stuff. And it's going to be really interesting to see, you know, if HBC was in fact good, who were they basically a proxy for? Who was the third party? Was it Cohen? Was it Carl Icahn? I mean, who is it? But surely I think something is coming soon. And you know, it's February 19th right now. By March 30th, they should be, or maybe I think when Kinky came, he said maybe April or something, March 31st. But right around that time is when we're going to find out whether or not they were good or bad. And, you know, there's a possibility we can emerge even before that date. If they are good, then they're going to be part of
emerge? He still thinks Bed Bath & Beyond is coming back? He still thinks they're going to emerge from bankruptcy. All right.
the deal, right?
Thanks, Baha.
Go ahead, Travis. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, you were talking about how they called it Project Butterfly
Yes.
months in advance. We're talking.
When did this PP meme stock guy start again? Years ago. He deleted most of his backlog, so it's hard to say exactly when. Some of the other stock Meltdown people, someone has a Google Drive, I think, full of his earliest stuff. You might look for that to find out, but I'm not sure off the top of my head.
August 2022 is about when it started. That was about the first time Project Butterfly was even mentioned in a legal document. I think it was Lazard Ferreira's engagement letter, or to be the dealer broker. Right. I'd have to go back and read all that. But here's the thing. I've worked for companies that do these types of investments. I worked at Sixth Street for the Tau Fund this is 2017. It was 2017. It was a long time. I mean, for me, it was a long time ago. But anytime we had a project or an investment.
Yes, he did do stuff before BBBY. I think he was involved in Safe. He shielded Safe Moon, as well as, what was the other thing? There was another meme coin or something.
Investment coming up or something like that. It was always given a project name.
This because Overstock bought the Bed Bath & Beyond brand and IP. That is who Marcus Lemoynis is. I believe he's the CEO of Overstock, now referred to as Bed Bath & Beyond.
It was Project Toys for Toys R Us. It was Project Radio for the
Green Guy with a $3 tip says, Hannah, how is it that you aged 2 years, but me and the wife aged 1 in the same amount of time? Are we living in different dimensions? Is the MCU good in yours? Maybe I have the amount of time wrong, but I know in 2021 is when the GameStop thing happened and he popped up. Within a year of that, I think.
iHeartRadio, like, huge debt investment. I think it was like $250 something million. I don't even remember how much I wired out to State Street. But there was never anything cagey about our project names. There was really that simple. But they were always kept that simple to let people on the team know, you know, hey, Project Radio, I already know, iHeartRadio, Project Toys, Toys R Us. I mean, we kept them that simple. And you do that so that everybody from the bottom to the top knows exactly what you're referring to, and there's not a whole lot of mystery in these names. Where if I hear something like Project Tiger, I'm not talking about, you know, something totally unrelated. And so to do something like Project Butterfly for Bed Bath & Beyond seems a little odd. Like,
you both start with B. I don't know.
Could almost do like.
Does it matter? Are we still on this fucking butterfly shit?
By Baby, you know, Project. But to call it Project Butterfly, what does a butterfly do? I mean, think about it.
It flies.
It's one thing. It kind of dissolves itself, and then it emerges. And sometimes it really is that
Well, I think
simple.
that's why they've
Now,
kept the. Sorry, go
that's
ahead,
10.
Travis.
No, I was gonna say that's 10, but you know,
Marcus was the CEO of Camping World and had a CNBC show called The Profit. Thank you.
I will smoke that
Well,
10
I
all
think
day
that's
long.
He
why.
tries to talk to the meme stock people from time to time and set them straight. It never works, though.
Even David Caston kind of highlights that this is a very complex, extraordinary bankruptcy, which is not a typical type of word that you would use, right? An extraordinary bankruptcy. Typically this is just like a black and white bankruptcy. The company couldn't survive. They have all this debt. It's just not going to work. There's too many stores. There's too many employees. We just can't do it anymore, right? And they close and they file bankruptcy. And typically, what you see is like a Chapter 7. You wipe out all the shareholders. You sell all the assets. But every step of the way, there were so many weird things happening. The fact that there were certain stipulations to buy these IPs, right? Like if the board, and I've said it many times here, if the board was in fact bad, okay, there would have been no reason to have these stipulations in place for certain people to acquire these IPs. They would have just sold it. Even JPM, first day of court, they say, you know what, personally, yeah, we think that, if they would have gone bankrupt, we.
Allie says, what do butterflies do? Be kind of scary and off-putting, actually. Thank you. Someone gets it. Butterflies are creepy. Beard says, why is he obsessed with butterflies?
Nobody ever suspects the butterfly.
I'm a fan. Okay, where did that?
Would have got at least 200 million for this IP, yet it gets sold for 15 million. I think the main reason why it was sold for 15 million is because whoever came in and did this deal with HBC, okay, and again, all of that money was allocated towards the ABL. I think most of the cash.
Green guy says, my wife pointed out that we live on a different planet. Omicron Persei 8. Time works different here, hypothetically. Oh no, is it Lur?
Was already paid
of the planet Omicron Persei 8
then, right? So it's, you have to think of it in the sense of this IP did not sell for 15 million, okay? This IP sold for 15 million because whoever came,
technically it sold for 15.5 million.
Came in and injected a bunch of capital to basically free them of the ABL. That was basically them essentially buying out Baby. Now, the biggest question, obviously, is why the Baby IP or the shared IP is with Beyond. And they're going to be paying that 1%.
Because they bought it. Because they bought it to use for their own purposes. It's not complicated. I have to pee, so I'll be right back. While I'm gone, Chair will tell you about, have I done Seven Samurai yet? Doing a lot of the Akira Kurosawa stuff. Seven Samurai. I'll be right back. Anna's about to sell her crypto. No, I'm not gonna rug pull you. I'm not gonna rug pull you. Not gonna pull the rug. Pull the rug, pull it! I'm very sorry about your bread, Flower Sheeps. That sucks.
had made a post about it that they're going to be paying 1% to I think it's going to be Bed Bath Acquisition Co. I think is who's going to receive that 1%. So they do not outright own the IP. I mean, if they bought this sale, well, but they have to pay this royalty, right? They have to pay this like 1%.
It's a royalty, but a royalty is just like an actor who's on a movie.
But it's the best part.
You know,
you don't have to do
That's
any work.
usually what you want, like
Just sit
royalty
back.
deal. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Like
There's no royalty thing on this. They just own it outright. For the record.
if we're talking eventually, like they've
Did I wash my hands? I did.
planned for 300 plus stores, 1% could go a very long way, right?
Would chat like to
so I mean,
check?
that's really the biggest thing right now is how this is all going to, tie in. And again, do you guys know when the deal goes through for
Before or after? After.
baby IP? It's
Why would you wash your hand? I could see doing both before and after, but just before? That's psychotic.
Time
That's
in March.
disgusting.
Which, right?
25th or something?
I thought it was March. I thought it was like March 25th. He said.
I think it was February.
We need a confirmation out in the chat if you guys know. I'm pretty sure it's March 25th is when this deal would go through, and that's the most interesting.
Shaggy Wardog says, "Catch me up. I got here thanks to that James guy's documentary. How are they still going on about BB&B? Delusionally, they've lost a lot of steam. I think at this time next year, PP won't be talking about Bed Bath at all. He barely mentions it now. I actually pulled out the videos we're watching are sections I pulled out. He spends most of his time these days talking about GME and other adjacent meme stocks. He really doesn't spend much time on Bed Bath because it's, obviously bullshit.
Interesting thing too, because 5 days after that would be essentially when HBC would be released if they're a bad party. So I do like to think that there could kind of be something here, obviously regarding that, right? But I don't know, it's really anyone's guess, how this is going to kind of play hand in hand here. So, all right, let's go ahead and go ahead, Michael.
Also, I think something as far as Marcus, like what he thinks is going to happen, like just think about like the thesis all the way back 2 years ago, right? We said Ryan Cohen never sold, that he was still sticking around.
Yes.
And everyone's like, no, it's very obvious he didn't. There's no evidence. And then boom.
He did sell. He sold. It's gone.
We see in a deposition, he came back in December and he offered, 400 million plus whatever for, Bye Bye Baby. So, we were right about that, right? Then we're like, well, no, like what we're hoping for is there's gonna be a RICO, right? Boom. Then we
never RICO.
Find out there's a civil RICO going on against the board for $2.5 billion, which totally reaches us, right? And that's probably not the only RICO, right? So
that doesn't include JP Morgan.
I don't know why Marcus Lemonis wouldn't even address that. It's like he could say, I don't think that RICO case is going to go through. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Someone could believe that, right? But the fact that it is there and it could
the
go
RICO
through,
case,
and
you're talking with Mark Triton?
Yeah. Yeah, and Harry Edelman, who's a Democrat mega donor, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Michael always feels the need to make it some weird partisan thing.
If there's a time when that will probably go through, this is definitely more of those times, because now you have like corrupt judges and whatnot. And so I don't know, everything's changing.
Every judge that doesn't do what I want is corrupt.
And I just don't know why. Like it's very straightforward. That $2.5 billion would clearly, like, there's only 1.4 billion of total debt. That's even without a credit bid, right? So the 2.5 billion would definitely reach us.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I think that, look, like that's going to be something
you
that
are not shareholders. You don't get anything.
That we see probably later on. I think that if you want my honest opinion, I think equity is going to come first. I think that they're going to do this deal. I think it's going to be with GameStop. I think there's going to be a tie-in with Teddy because look, like looking at like all the events with Pulte, all this stuff, he always highlights this Teddy. He holds the Teddy books up, Teddy books, like he drove it in everyone's head. Teddy, right?
You're the one that introduced him to the Teddy books. They warp history in the weirdest ways. You guys introduced Pulte to the books. You gifted him a box set of the books when you met him the first time, which clued him in that it was important to you guys. Then he started using it because you're a bunch of rubes that are easily manipulated by the dumbest scam artists on the planet. I I made a really bad choice deciding to be an honest person for the most part. Because, oh boy, even in economic downturn, there's never a shortage of rubes.
He goes like space calls, and there was certain mention of like, what if this was like investing into Bitcoin early on. So he's alluding to blockchain now, right? So and again, another thing too, the company that Pulte invested into right before he left, that gun company, I'm sure you guys are aware of
There's
it.
one every minute, and I know the formula. I watch these goddamn scam artists scam these people every day.
Actually ties back to that butterfly knife that's used by GameStop. I mean, you cannot make this fucking shit up. And to some people, it sounds so crazy, right? But it's more of like we're investigating, right? Like we're really piecing the puzzle pieces together, and I think that's what they want from us, right?
Like he poured out a box of elbow macaroni and he's arranging it, and he's like, "We're almost got this puzzle together." I bet you do, buddy. I bet you do.
They drop little things, and they know that this community is highly, highly intelligent individuals who can piece this stuff together, right? We all collectively come together. I mean, just the other day, I had made a post about that knife, and then you had everybody kind of chiming in. It's a butterfly logo, things like that, which we'll take a look at tonight too. But GameStop has been, in fact, alluding to a white knight, right? A butterfly butterfly references, things like that. So, yeah, I think most likely it is going to come through GameStop. And the main reason why I think that too is I even think DFE believes the same thing, because he used our intro music here at the show. And I think
he used generic public domain music that anyone can do. I think it's a fucking Kevin MacLeod track. Like, literally, it's the kind of thing that pops up when you search, like, YouTube-friendly, royalty-free music. Oh, a playlist of Kevin MacLeod music. Okay, let's do this one. Like, it's like, it would be like being like, oh, someone else used Dance Macabre. Oh, it must mean something. No, it's just a very prolific piece of music that's free to use.
think that he also believes that there's a very real possibility that it also will come from GameStop too, right? And I think that we are going to kind of all merge here. GameStop, Bed Bath, Teddy. It's going to be one big, giant, publicly traded company like a Berkshire Hathaway, and the stock price is just going to fucking soar, man. I mean, we're talking probably 500.
Did I cover the GME black hole discovery? Oh my god, I didn't. I didn't even think to pull up that goddamn post. I know what you're talking about. Okay, I'll just verbally describe this one unless anyone has the post handy, in which case I will gladly take a link. Basically, a GME person, was talking to an AI chatbot and just basically said, "Chatbot!" Oh, thank fuck. Yes, you got it. You're awesome. Thank you. You're the person who also does some of those, like, edits, too, right? Hell yeah. Fucking rule. Where you get, like, specific things that, like, EP or someone has said and you put them all in one. Good work. Alright. Let's see this post. Oh, boy. Found a black hole in the solar system and called it GameStop. Now what did you do for your company? 505 AU, stable 12,000 year orbit. Don't worry, news soon enough. Haha! So, is this the whole post? Do I not see the whole thing? Anyway, he's talking to, like, Grok or something. Why am I not able to get it bigger? Bigger. Sorry. Trouble with it. Why won't it get bigger? There we go. So he basically chat bots. The original post got deleted. Thank you. Here's how they'll show. Oh god. Sorry, this is just hard to describe. Basically, he used text to tell the chatbot to look for a star. Basically. The XAI team has reviewed the findings of a 4-Earth mass black hole. And it gives him a bunch of nonsense that it made up because it's a chatbot. As discoverer of this adorable new pet, thou shalt be called by a new name, GameStop, thank you. And then the chat bot says, reply submitted successfully. Linked to report Grok 2025 3/11/12. No unread messages. Like, he's acting as though using the AI, he is searching for black holes in the solar system. He thinks he discovered a black hole in the solar system, and he named it GameStop. I'm sorry, I'm not describing this very well. But imagine, you know, if you've ever used an AI chatbot, convincing it to tell you that you discovered a black hole. That's what he did, and he thinks it's real. So, that's cool. It's mushing your brain. It should. It's real bad. Okay, we've seen enough of the PP crew, I think, for now. Doing their stuff. How's Marantz reacting to the Bitcoin news?
Hi, guys. And welcome back. Welcome back to Marantz Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I want to talk to you guys about Bitcoin and companies that own Bitcoin. You know, I don't know how I'm going to make this comparison to anything. I have to think about it because there's like a trick to the game. There's this code. We're manipulating it. We're going to win. Okay, check this out. You ever been to Disneyland? I went to Disneyland.
I've been to Disney World
Once. And I realized that if I took someone that was like pregnant or in a wheelchair, handicapped, you cut to the front of the line. I was like, yo, we cut to the front of the line? We got to bring your grandfather more often. I know he's not getting on the rides himself, is he? And you would just wheel, oh no, we're here with him, he's in a wheelchair. And you go all the way to the front of the line. And it's pretty cool.
Where is this going?
But the wheelchair is actually Bitcoin.
Uh-oh, Peter's not gonna trust Bitcoin anymore. Exoclara, thanks for raiding. Welcome, raiders. We're talking about meme stock conspiracy theorists today. Check out Exoclarna here on Twitch.
I want to explain. There's about 4 companies that hold over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin right now in the U.S. markets. One is MicroStrategies. You guys are aware of that one. The next one would be Mara. And then you also have, I believe it's Riot and Tesla. They have over $1 billion. GameStop buys in. They're automatically in 4th place in the whole U.S. as far as companies that hold Bitcoin. Okay. I get it. Some people, like, these Bitcoin bros come out of the woodwork and they're like, yo, man, Marantz, it's the greatest thing ever. It's going to change the world. I don't care about that. That's not what I'm talking about. You don't listen. You got to listen, okay? A lot of people are offering up these senior notes with 0% interest. I saw MicroStrategy. They did it 2 other times already in the past 6 months. And all the same verbiage that GameStop's offering. Now, I saw there's Bill Holdings. They did it. But unfortunately, Bill Holdings went from $100 a share all the way down to $40 because their earnings aren't there. They don't have any value. They don't make any money. But when it comes to buying
GameStop doesn't make money operationally.
Bitcoin and being a reserve currency, being your reserve asset, you see, I'm trying to get into the S&P 500 for GameStop. And what's going to happen, they're going to get in, guys. Guarantee. This is a guarantee. Because they're going to get money. Bitcoin's going to go up over time.
I was under the impression that you had to be operationally profitable to enter the S&P 500.
Themselves a 5-year.
That was my impression.
Runway. Over that 5-year trend, you will see Bitcoin go up. Correct? I'm asking Bitcoin bulls. You guys.
We don't know. It's all flim flam. It could drop to 0 tomorrow. It could go to 10 trillion. It's made up. Who knows?
I'll agree to this, right? Everybody has to buy it. Because it's naturally going to go.
I don't care if I end up homeless. I am never buying Bitcoin. I do not care if it literally becomes the world currency and I end up on the fucking street. I am not buying Bitcoin.
Okay. Well, unlike Riot and unlike Mara, GameStop has the market cap and the ability, the cash, to buy more and get there. Risk-free. There's no risk here. They have the cash. But the one thing GameStop
having money doesn't make it risk-free to purchase an asset that's going to vary in price based on public sentiment. There's still risk. What?
has that none of them do, aside from the market cap. They have a profitable company. You know, all those prerequisites, you got to check all the boxes.
They do not have an operationally profitable company
To get into the S&P 500. And one of them is, hey, you got to have a profitable company. MicroStrategy's been around for 30 years. Guess what? They're not there. They lost $1.1 billion last year, operationally, for their company.
Okay, and GameStop loses money operationally. Why does he ignore this? Why is he acting like this isn't the reality?
Oh, they have $44 billion worth of Bitcoin all damn day. But they can't get into the S&P 500.
Someone says, Hannah, if you're homeless in the future and try to make ends meet through begging, you might have to create a crypto wallet to receive contributions. No, I will just take food from people, or I'll die in the street. Life is kind of a mixed bag anyway. It's fine.
You want to get there. You want to get there. You want to win? You got to get in. So that's what GameStop's doing. GameStop's using their own game against them. And I'm all for it. Thank you for the discount today, guys. I hope that really explains what's happening with GameStop. All the risk is not on them. You know, I was reading why anyone would want to buy in to a asset at 0% interest that has exposure to Bitcoin, that has cash on hand, that makes a profit.
They don't make an operational profit. Again, their profit is dependent upon the yield on T-bills remaining the same.
And what if I told you that from now until the next 5 years, GameStop just keeps borrowing money on the fate of their own name, and the price just keeps going up? The equity of the company itself just keeps going up based off of the value of Bitcoin and the amount that they want to hold. This is a manipulation of the game they want to play. Hey, feel free to join in. Me? I buy GameStop, babe. All the way to the top. Listen to me. Are you listening? GameStop's going to go 100 billion, 200 billion, 300 billion before you guys even figure it out.
What?
That's how much money they have. They have more cash than a little bit.
You think they're gonna have $400 billion in cash?
And there's plenty of people to leverage it. You can leverage that cash 100 to 1. Look around. This is awesome. Peace.
What is he talking about? I like that he just says shit.
Hi guys, welcome back to Morant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. And here it is. GameStop has now released the information for the senior note offering that they're doing. And these are pretty good numbers, okay? So what they're planning on doing is raising $1.2 billion, $1.28 billion. Approximately, it's going to come in at 33.49 shares for every $1,000 lent. That is an equation of 29.85. So $29.85 per share. So yes, they're going to sell them for a lot higher dollar price point than it is right now. That's the conversion, right? So that's the initial conversion price. Doesn't mean that they have to at the given time, but that's the amount of profit that you could make on top of that. If you're the note holder itself, you're looking at a conversion at $29.85. You're saying to yourself, okay, I'm going to give you this much. You're going to give me this much, but this is how much GameStop thinks their company.
Jaggy Wardog says, is that crazy guy who was with BBBY guys still knocking about, the guy who kept going to the head offices? Kai's Malej, he did his own shit coin and rug pulled, and I don't think he's been heard from since. He did Crinkle Fry coin, meme coin based on the concept of crinkle fries. You know, French fries. So that's where he went. He rug pulled his crinkle coins. Crinkle Fry coin.
He's currently worth.
Sorry, when I try to succinctly describe any of the events, it comes off as absurd. And that's only because it is.
To me, right? This portion. Now, over the time frame, and in about 3 years from now, April 6th of 2028, GameStop can redeem for cash all of the position or any of the notes out there. Now, if they don't,
They're at $21.73. GameStop went from $29 a share to $22 in 2 days. Oh yeah, it's been a real bad drop from this offering.
buy them all back, then there's like some little discrepancies here that you can
Someone
read.
disappeared him? No, he disappeared himself so he could take people's money.
They're going to have to keep like $100 million worth of aggregate principal in there. GameStop can even be forced to buy back all of their shares that they let out. Who cares? Forced to buy it all back at 100%. Who cares? I mean, a little bit of interest here and there. Not even that. That's if they didn't allow them to convert and they wanted to buy them back. Now, Class A common stock has been at least, right here, I want you to read this. They have the option to buy it back on April 6th of 2028. If the last reported sell price of the common A stock has been at least 130% of the conversion price. Okay, of the conversion price, 130% above the for the notes to be in effect the last 20 days. Now, I don't know if that means just the 30% increase or if they mean 130% of the conversion price. Because if it's 130% of the conversion price, is that crazy? I think that's crazy. I think it's just 30. I'm trying to read it right. But if it is just 30, and that means it's going to be 10 is every $3, so maybe $40 a share? Oh. Wouldn't that give them over $20 billion worth of market cap? Wouldn't that put them right there for the S&P? I don't know. But hey, I'm just saying. So, yeah, you guys can read the fine print. Oh, what it really comes down to is Ryan's not offering up shares at a discount. These shares are $29.85 per share, and they're going to buy them. They're going to go ahead and give them to you on a note. It's not going to dilute your float initially. It's going to do none of the above. GameStop's going to
Did you just say it's not going to dilute the float?
Cash. They're going to see what they can do with that cash. They have a 3-year window to do it. After
Crazy
3 years,
that the price went down like it does.
they're going to reevaluate, see what they want to do, depending on the price, the conversion, you name it. But we'll talk it all out as it goes. But this is great. More cash to the bottom line 1 week before Trump tariffs hit. I hope you guys know exactly what Ryan Cohen's doing and GameStop.
I don't think Ryan Cohen knows what Ryan Cohen is doing.
GameStop today, 22% down. Everyone's asking, why? What really happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened, guys. Ryan Cohen happened. Ryan Cohen said, I'll meet you in the middle of the street, short sellers. Go ahead. You know what Ryan Cohen did? He did one of those, hey, the banana in the tailpipe type trick. Watch this stuff, okay? I swear to you, I'm going to show it to you right now, okay? Check this out. Ryan Cohen in the offering writes, we're going to go ahead and do the VWAP, volume weighted average price, of Class A common stock from 1 p.m. through 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time at the time of the date of pricing. So he was telling the short sellers, he said, hey, listen, I'm going to go ahead and whatever the VWAP says for that given time frame, that's when we're going to make our deal for these notes, the senior notes that they're offering. You guys want to know what happened to the stock during that time frame? Maybe you guys missed it, but I'll show it to you. Boom! 1 o'clock. Okay? Boom! They went ahead and got this all the way down. I mean, they destroyed the stock. I get it. Don't worry.
They destroyed the stock. Jamie Lynn with 46 months says 46 is a long time, and we have a lot more to go.
We're creeping back up to where we're supposed to be, right? Awesome. So Ryan did that. And how do I know the shorts are the ones that destroyed this stock? You know, I was going through, guys, and I was checking out the most shorted volume lately on the stock. And I was looking at other days, and I remember yesterday was a big day because all the volume that came through, and a lot of it was short volume. And I'll show you. So over here, you see these big ones. No. Down here, 30 million shares reported short volume, right? No, look at this off exchange. Look at this number today. So when you look at the chart, yesterday was massive, not compared to today. Today's a monster, guys. Today was a monster day. Pay attention to what they did to you. They destroyed you. You want to know what they did? They gave me a discount. Thank you so much for the discount, by the way. I don't mean to scream and yell. I just get excited when shit like this happens. You know, only us. This thing's going to rock it. This thing's going to rock it all the way back to the top. I'm sorry to tell you this. It's going to be magnificent. The last time I saw a 3.03%, whatever, off exchange was a phenomenal time. That was back last year, in June. But most of the stock that's hitting here,
They went ahead and destroyed it from the top to the bottom. So 67% of all volume was short. Yes, we were buying the bottom. Everybody was. I saw buy orders go through and through. Even on our Discord, we got thousands of people. People were just plugging away, getting shares. Guess what? Guess what, Wall Street? You're playing with fire. There's $1.5 billion out there, and somebody wants to go ahead and let us use it at 0% interest. Free money. And these are free shares. $22. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you around. I hope everybody knows what's happening. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. Well, the video's got to be 3 minutes and 1 second for me to post it, so I'll play your game. Let's just stare at each other. Can we do that, short sellers? Hey, Meltdown, can I just stare at you?
Yes.
Don't blink. I win. Peace.
The face of a man doing very well, who feels very comfortable with his investments. He looks like Peter Lorre has, like, possessed his face. What the fuck? The GameStop. Don't stop, can't stop, GameStop. Okay.
Hi, guys. This message is for Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency and our president, Donald J. Trump. We were asked, as citizens, to show proof
The noise gate stole my whistle. It was the whistle from M.
if we can...
All in the Mountain King whistled. Is it Peter Lorre? Oh, boy. I fucked that up for my entire life. Sorry, Peter Lorre.
show you how market makers are manipulating the stock market. In this case, specifically, I'm going to show you what's happening to GameStop. So right here, if you can read, it's going to be GameStop, as you can see. Nothing to see here, folks. Just buy orders being marked as sell orders. I've already called the SEC a dozen times with proof and sent emails.
Oh, he's calling the SEC. Okay.
I wanted some money.
That's worth his time.
For turning these guys in, I get ghosted every time. I don't want any money to turn these guys. Don't pay me $1. Save your money, government. But I want to show you exactly what's being shown here, okay? There's this buy order here. It's right next to my face. This buy order that I'm enlarging is showing you a buy order for 67 shares. And as it's processed in the extended hours, you will see for 2362, the time of execution, 1740, and this buy order of 67 shares is actually pushed through on the tick by tick, if you read the tape, as a sell order. I want to tell you why, okay? And just so that we're clear. And you guys can look at all this, pause it, read it, do whatever you want. They're processing buy orders as sell orders. They're internalizing the trade so that it never hits the tape. It has zero effect on the price. And this is what market makers are doing. This is what Wall Street is doing. You want to talk about buying GameStop shares? Hi, I'm one of many, one of thousands that have been buying for 4 years straight. No one has sold a single share. Everyone is...
He can't really believe that, right? Like, I know he's using it rhetorically, but Marantz doesn't really believe that, right? He thinks he's in a prisoner's dilemma with at minimum thousands of other people, and no one sold. People are buying Marantz. When someone buys a share, where do you think it comes from? Like, how does he think stocks work? What the fuck?
is buying. Institutions and market makers are internalizing volume and holding down the stock. I don't know what the short interest is. Reported short interest is like 29 million shares, but at one point it was 200% short, 147% reported short. And all of a sudden it's at 8%, 7% today.
Yeah, I'm imagining after the 2021, like, incident, I imagine companies aren't looking to over-short companies like that.
4 years later, miraculously,
Shouldn't you be happy that they learned their lesson and have more reasonable short position?
the leverage is gone. The risk has been averted. Guys, this is plain as day. Every time we put in a buy order, they put in a sell order. They're using our own
Where do you think the fucking chair comes from?
buy orders against us to hold down the stock.
I'm starting to think whenever I buy a share on the open market, someone else is selling it.
What do you think GameStop
This is from a week ago. This isn't even old. How does he still not know how this works? Come on, man.
is really worth? You think it's not worth anything? We're about to find out when the true demand comes, when it really hits the tape. Institutions have been repositioning themselves. Over 590 institutions hold GameStop today. And the tape, and that shows you right there. And I'm just showing you one transaction. We don't even want to talk about short ladder attacks. We don't want to talk about FTDs. No, I'm showing you. They're delivering shares all right. But they're front running it with the sell first for the exact same price. Price and order size. Can you make sense of it? So please, when you ask me, can I show proof that we're being lied to, that we're being manipulated? GameStop holders? Sure. Am I crying about it? Not at all. I'm going to buy more shares tomorrow. And the next day and the next day. And I'll see you a year from now, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years from now, Wall Street.
Solus says, so what's his lore, Hannah? He's clearly not someone who mechanically understands the stock market. How did he fall into this? Excuse me. Marantz is unfortunately a former, I say former, Marantz is a gambling addict, who has been open, about his issues with gambling in the past, and I think he fell into stocks because he determined that it was different enough from normal gambling that it doesn't count, even though it does count, and I think he's, you know, stuck in a gambler's fallacy. You'd almost feel bad for him if he wasn't MAGA. I still feel bad for him. I feel bad for pretty much every MAGA person. The thing about having empathy, it's not very selective.
I think Ryan's really figured out that, you know, it's like anything when you're being a consultant to a company. If you can figure out what you don't need and you can run it just as well, and then admit defeat, admit when you get it wrong. You know, everyone likes to turn to the NFT marketplace and how they shut it down because it wasn't making a profit. That wasn't the telltale signs for me to be excited for GameStop and believe in Ryan Cohen. It was when he shut down the call center and he shut down the other fulfillment centers. He realized he didn't need a 500-person call center, and he didn't need 2 fulfillment centers, one in Pennsylvania, one in Nevada, you know, that they're overpaying for, when they could just ship it out directly. And they can use things like DoorDash for same-day delivery and use your own...
I was just about to say that, Magos Informaticus. It's pretty similar to the Trump thing on the trade deficit and claiming it's a subsidy. Genuine deranged misunderstanding.
Stores as hubs, as mailing hubs. So if you've gone into GameStops around the United States, there was 2,900 of them this year. And now there's around 2,500. And you know what they're using? They're using them as little distribution centers. So those employees have learned how to mail out product from their site. They're getting more deliveries than ever, but they're just mailing it to you so you get it faster.
Why he's talking to the camera to the side like that? Strange. Trying to see if there's anything else I really wanted to check out before we end today. We could do this video someone sent. This was someone losing $140,000 in 7 minutes. That seems appropriate to end on.
No! 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 Wait a minute. There's no way this stock is above 120 as soon as the earnings are out. The algos are going to be selling, and then it's going to be like a snowball.
I saw news today, GameStop is set to close a bunch of stores over the next fiscal year. Oh yeah, their year-over-year revenue is abysmal. Their last quarter's year-over-year decline in revenue was like 30%. Absolutely insane.
Effect, you know? Wait a minute, did I see what? No, wrong way! Wrong way. No. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yes! No? What the fuck? It's going up now!
Completely unrelated, but has anyone seen Uncut Gems?
Shut up! Oh my god.
What are we seeing? He's losing $140,000.
No! 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 No!
He picked the right mask. It kind of sounds like he's howling.
No! Don't do this to me! No! No!
A lot of cheddar. That's more than my house cost.
No!
It's real.
No. Oh no. Oh no, man. It can't go up. No. No. 124. No. 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 How much do I lose? 100,000 grand. No. 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 Please stop going up. Stop. Stop. No. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. I should have known, guys. I should have fucking known I would get fucked by the fucking hedge fund. Oh my god, fuck you, Martin Shrekley!
The problems this country is having with gambling addiction are absurd, and I can't even imagine how bad it's going to be in another 10 years. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so fucking bad.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. This can't be happening. Please, please tell me it's not happening. Tell me it's a joke. Oh no, I can't sell, guys. It's after over 125. No! Oh my fucking god, dude. No! Oh my god. Oh my god. 125. How much did I get? Oh no.
Why is he still filming? Why post it? This is a thing. People do live stock trading all the time. And people tune in often, hopefully, from their perspective, to see stuff like this happen. Like people who go to NASCAR races hoping to see a crash.
150 grand.
The mask is for anonymity. The chat is being vicious to him? Oh yeah, that's why people watch those kind of streams. It's pretty fucked up.
This is not possible.
Do I reckon this dude learned a lesson from this or not? I don't know. It would depend on his situation and who he is as a person. If for him this is rock bottom, good. Who knows, though? Addiction makes people make rational decisions. M. Scheffler says the amount of these bits are not related to anything. Thanks.
Oh no. Oh. I lost 150 grand.
Jesus.
It's not over. All my fucking calls, all my fucking puts are gonna be worthless. Oh my fucking god, dude, I'm so dead.
Ray says, it's important to understand people don't do this because they're making a calculated decision, no matter how much they think they are. People do this because, to some degree, they feel they don't have enough, and what they have isn't big enough. A difference from zero for them to not bet at all. Money's a drug. He said something about puts. I don't know the specifics about his trade, though. Don't gamble, kids. Generally, not worth it. So, that's today's look in at what the meme stock people have been up to. They are absolutely rotting in their own delusions. I don't say that lightly. I'm not making fun of it. It's actually profoundly sad that these people have stuck themselves in prisons of their own making, and they are rotting there because it is preferable to them than taking the ego hit of recognizing that they have made a grave error. And that sucks. So maybe reflect on that, and make sure you don't do that in your own life. Don't build traps for yourself, kids. Not fun. Alright. So, with the moral for today out of the way, let's see who we're going to raid on Twitch. Stream tomorrow? Yes, there will be a stream tomorrow. It'll be a little bit earlier in the day because I have D&D in the evening, and I want to make sure I have plenty of time to be ready for that. But yes, there will be a stream tomorrow. There will also be a stream on Sunday. We're going to do a patron-only stream Sunday, a patron and YouTube member-only stream. That'll be fun. We should be watching, I think it's called Project Metal Beast. It's like a cheesy werewolf robot movie. Should be good. Okay, who will we raid? Asafel is raiding. Oh, Lumi is raiding, and it's their birthday. We will raid for their birthday. That sounds nice. Love you too, Mr. Blast. Alright, I will see you all tomorrow, or whenever you're able to catch a stream next. Good to see y'all, and have a great night. Do I stream the D&D games? No. It's private. I'm very happy to have D&D be a fun thing with friends and not an online thing. Alright. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.